That's Ben Folds without the 5. And this is Bennington. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Oh, hi.
What's the difference between him being Ben Folds and then the Ben Folds 5? Sometimes he just doesn't want the band with him?
Yeah, sometimes it's just about the solo stuff. This was from the debut solo album from Ben Folds.
I think I'd be pretty upset if I was one part of the 5. And I'm like, this is odd because we all play those instruments.
Hey, how come we're not invited?
That happens sometimes with the Heartbreakers.
There's just not enough room for 5.
Yeah. Sometimes the guy just wants to go solo. We can't all hitchhike together. Break it up. But I am a sucker for any song that has a ooh-hoo in it. Mm-hmm. Because everyone always feels like they can do that properly. It is Big Monday today. I think right off the bat, the shark attack is the greatest shark attack of all times for 2 reasons. I never saw the double attack like that before, and he lived, just like in that car commercial. So you don't have to sit there and feel guilty about getting some kind of weird excitement. But a surfer in South Africa, world-class surfer, I believe he's an Australian, gets hit by 2 sharks. You see it? It's up on the iBang right now. First shark, you got to watch closely. First shark comes in, gives him a hit. Oh. Second shark, watch this now. Second shark smashes him right in the face. So he gets punched right in the face.
When I first watched this, I didn't realize that it was 2. And that made it so much more terrifying. Like, it's bad enough to think, how would one fight off 1 shark?
I know. Those South African beaches are like the most beautiful in the world. And then you see that, okay, but I wouldn't swim there. And that's why. I mean, they're just long stretches of beach that no one is on, beautiful days. And people are like, I'd rather not. It's a little too sharky in there. A little too white sharky.
He immediately starts, the way he starts paddling and looking behind him.
Right.
I don't even know how anyone would have enough sense to do that.
Well, he's from Australia, so I guess sharks are always on your mind. So he also said he was kicking them underwater as he's getting away. Now, you've just got the GIF up there, but when you watch the full video, everybody comes from everywhere. You know what I mean? There's just like jet skis and boats because like this isn't completely weird for them to have these white sharks come up in that. It's kind of weird, I guess, that they would attack a surfer, but it's on everyone's mind when they're there.
I kind of feel like if I was in his position, I would probably just drown. Like, I think that the panic would set in and then I would be just inhaling water. It wouldn't even be death by shark.
I would just yell Sharknado. And because it really is a Sharknado, there's 2 of them twirling around him. And everyone on the beach would immediately know when they hear Sharknado that there is a tornado full of sharks.
Right. We're not just dealing with 1 shark.
Sharknado 3 is coming out soon on Sci-Fi. I got an early thing of it because we're going to be talking to somebody from the movie. And I'll just say this. There's quite a few plot holes in this. Yeah.
That's surprising.
You really need to suspend your disbelief.
Right. Did it compare to Sharknado 1 and 2?
I don't know if I've seen Sharknado 1 or 2 or just the tweets about them.
Right.
But I felt like I was completely caught up, like I got it immediately.
You didn't feel lost when it started.
Why hasn't Mark Cuban done a lot more movies? He plays the president.
He's of the United States?
No, of fucking just a local auto club. I thought that here in the United States, when we say the president, we all kind of know what we're talking about.
Could have been the president of a company.
Like when I said shark, you mean a toothy shark in the water? Is that what you mean?
What kind of shark?
Was he attacked by a toothy shark?
What was scarier, this vine of a man being attacked by 2 different sharks or Sharknado 3?
Well, the fact that this is real and these sharks aren't falling from out of the air makes this scary. Because first of all, I'd rather fight a falling shark out of the air than a shark that comes up behind me. Seriously, like a mugging.
Yeah, in its natural element.
Mike in Jacksonville says he knows a little bit about this. How you doing, Mike?
Good afternoon. Yeah, this was during a final in a surf competition. They called it's the World Surf League, and they call it the Dream Tour because these guys, they just came from Fiji, perfect waves there. This is one of the most perfect breaks in the world. And many people have got killed there by sharks. And I'm a professional surf judge. I was watching the competition on Sunday morning, and as hundreds of thousands of people were. And it was, it was pretty intense. And I also witnessed my friend about get his arm bit off by about an 8-foot bull shark here in Florida. And,
what part of Florida was it in, Mike?
Down by Sebastian Inlet was where my friend got bit.
That's like the number one surf spot.
Is that near Daytona? It's on the west.
Yeah, it's on the East Coast. It's a little further south than Cocoa Beach.
Okay.
And it's it's just probably the best break in Florida. But you always see it more on the cold water side more than on the warm Gulf side. But you're watching this live. You just started freaking out, I bet.
Yeah, it was. You think you're just about to witness something that you don't want to, and we always know that element exists, that you're in their habitat, but you just don't expect it to happen.
Yeah, but isn't it our habitat once we go there? We feel that about it. We go into the woods, we expect to be safe. We go underwater, we expect to be safe. We're in space. I just think of
Hey, Ronnie, that's a good point because, brother, if you start heading inland in that part of the world, guess what else you're going to run into? Tigers, lions, rhinos. Yeah. This is a very wild part of the world, yes.
Yeah, it is. Well, I always remember from that first Endless Summer documentary that they show up in South Africa, and it's like 66 or something, right? And no one had ever kind of surfed there before.
Yeah, it was completely untouched.
Yeah, and they caught a wave that seemed like they rode for an hour, It was just stunningly beautiful place. But yes, it's wild there. It's still wild. And Trevor Noah. And that's all I really know about South Africa.
Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner, which I got news for you. I still think of the Blade Runner, as the movie. But what's that guy's name? Blade Runner's name?
Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah. He runs around on blades.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you the Blade Runner, Oscar.
You have to hunt down replicants to actually get that.
Yeah.
You want that title.
You got to be used to somebody ready to put their thumbs in your eyes because they're so mad that you didn't make them live longer, like on Humans. Fuck Humans last night.
I watched Humans
man, what a show.
That was a good one.
Everyone's a good. The pacing. The other shows could learn pacing from them. That all these people are connected and cyborgs and whatever. Mm-hmm. But I didn't even see it coming most of the time. And like, oh my God, they're all coming together.
You're right.
It's over for Humans already if you let it get that far.
I feel like 5 episodes in was like the perfect. We're about 5, right? Like perfect amount of time to set up stuff before like big things really start happening.
So really, to me, the good sci-fi is when you start to wonder about the philosophy and the ethics and stuff like that more than. And I don't want to, make anyone mad here. Is lightsabers. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, I don't care about that. Which, spoiler alert, shows up in Sharknado.
Really?
You might see some sharks getting lightsabered there. As well as a pregnant woman in space. And that's all I'm going to give away.
Wow.
If I told you about the birth, you would never believe it in a million years. But the thing is, and this is a spoiler alert, so you can turn this off right now if you're a Humans fan. I'll give you a couple moments. WNEW Hold. So here's the deal. Did he cheat on his wife?
I think that she would perceive it that way, and I think he knew that she would perceive it that way. So for that reason, I would say yes.
So any not telling what you're doing.
Right, exactly. I think that he knew what he had to do needed to be hidden.
Okay. Does he have to explain every batch to her if he's in the shower?
No.
Okay. So how is that different?
I think that's the whole thing, is there's this weird gray area with the robot, the cyborg like people where
First
we're
of
not
all,
sure.
that's racist and it's considered yellow and we don't use that. I hate when people use those kind of colors.
It's terrible.
Yeah. The only thing I think that is acceptable is calling Native Americans the red man.
Mm-hmm. That's what they say. So.
But first of all, I would turn around I'm like, do you see if I'm red or not, you idiots? There's no red here.
I'm really confused where they came up with that.
I don't know, but back in the day, they used to say, and in the day, I mean the 1800s,
Right.
They used to say that dumb shit. And there's still like college football teams and high school teams called the Red Men, which, it's weird. I mean, first of all, it's weird enough that the Redskins have a controversial name, but when a high school does.
Yeah, that's especially low. I mean, like, you're educating children, so you probably should think
Fez's
so.
sister, her team actually had a rebel flag on the helmet. My school was, I mean, I don't even know where we got this, but we were called the Chichester Dead Crack Horse, and it scared the other teams.
Sure,
and our. The thing is, our mascot, we used to have this girl that was our mascot, and she would just lay with like her leg heading one way, and her makeup kind of strewn, it was a purse. So her dress was half up. It was the thing about it, is it felt vulnerable. And I think that scared the other teams.
Got in their heads.
But the kids had fun with it, I'm sure.
The kids have fun with everything. I mean, it's that age, a ball pit can make you happy, a ball pit or a rock of crack. Either one is like, I mean, the amount of times when I was a kid that we could play with a crack rock.
Yeah.
I mean, hours would go by. And I mean, we didn't have these AOL chat rooms like you kids today. All right. We weren't playing with our new Nintendo sticks. We would just get a crack rock and a bunch of, we called it bass back then.
All right.
And a bunch of friends would just sit around and we'd be together,
Smoking rock.
Smoking rock and growling at each other. Like if you felt like someone was taking too big a hit. But you wouldn't even kids today wouldn't even understand that.
Sounds like simpler times.
Yeah. You didn't even have a football team at your high school, right?
No. It was, in college, no football team. It was just no sports.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You went... Well, I saw there was a game the other day, Long Island against New York City, and I'm like, that's not fair. New York City doesn't have fields.
You can't practice.
It was New York City's, the All-Stars, their first game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this fucking blows.
We're just playing stick football somehow.
Did you play stickball growing up, or was that already done?
No, that was already done. I never played stickball.
What
I know
about
Earl
stoop ball?
did. Stoop ball, where you just knock it off a stoop?
Mm-hmm.
We played that. That was wall ball where I lived. And that meant, you're pretty lonely. It's just you and another dude. You know what I mean? Like, where is everybody? Was there a party we didn't know about? Did the Dead Crack Wars have a game and I didn't hear anything about it?
Guess I could get some wall ball going.
Thought they were away this weekend.
Let's go, crack horse. Who did it? Who did it? We'd always do that because, like, why, was she murdered or was it natural causes? If crack could be considered natural. I don't know whether it can or not. Anyway, the video's up on the iBank today. It's the only guy I care about in a presidential race, and I mean this 100%. Donald Trump, back in the heat. The stuff that he said about John McCain, he said he's only a hero because he got captured. And I like people that weren't captured.
It's such an amazing stance.
It's the kind of shit that he said when he was firing people, though. Like, he would say these crazy things on that show, and everyone let him, and it'd be like this. You did an okay job, but you let a lot of people down. Chris, you did a very good job, but where were the balloon animals? Chris, you didn't get the balloon animals, did you?
But you said
you didn't get the balloon animals because you're stinking bub. You're fired.
You said I did a good job, though.
He would always say it at first, like act like, oh, Gail's getting fired, and then he would just turn it around, just start lighting up Chris. Chris wouldn't even have a chance to get a word in.
Where'd that come from?
That's how he sees the world, and he doesn't understand why people are mad about that.
But it's such a bizarre stance to say.
It is true, though. Would he have been a hero if he wasn't captured, or is everybody a hero?
Right. But it's like, I think it's a statement that you won't hear anyone else make. Like, you know who I have a problem with? POWs.
But by the way, he wasn't captured, really. He was shot out of the sky.
Right.
And then landed into a village where people pulled him out of the cockpit and hit him with sticks.
Yeah.
Did you ever read John McCain's book? First of all,
I-
you've got to read it standing up because it's claustrophobic and it's frightening. And
it was 5 years, right?
It was 5 years of... And there was this part of it I'll never forget. His thing that he cared most about in the world was like a washcloth. Like that was the one luxury that he had. And, he went in explaining, and then there was a thing where someone stole a washcloth and just how I think McCain stole somebody else's washcloth and how he felt terrible about it. McCain also had a thing to get out because his dad was an admiral and he chose to stay. His teeth are beating out his legs. It's just terrible stuff.
They broke his shoulder, which he still has that.
Yeah, he still has all kinds of physical problems. And then they brought up that, Trump got a student at deferment and then a medical. Like like a lot of guys would have.
If they could, yeah, sure.
Look, it was medical. He couldn't help that.
Yeah, because you can see all the problems he has today.
Yeah,
he's lived his life in total pain.
Barely gets around.
But his stance is that the POWs are getting too much attention, and the soldiers who are not POWs don't get any attention. I've never heard anyone have this complaint.
Look, here's his stance, though. You say something about me, I'm going to say something about you.
Right.
Just like Penn Jillette said something the other day. So he immediately tweets out, I understand that the Penn and Teller show on Broadway is terrible. He never heard that from anyone.
Right.
Oh, no, by the way, he called him the atheist, Penn Jillette, as if that's an attack on character. Like this was 1950, where you could sit around and yell that person's an atheist.
It doesn't have the same weight anymore.
Yeah, it just doesn't carry it the same way. In a post, let's say, George Carlin world. But he still has my vote.
Oh, that goes without saying.
Yeah, it goes without saying. 100% of our votes. Joe, you're voting for him too. Joe, have you ever voted before?
Yes, I have.
You don't seem like much of a voter there in your V-neck T-shirt.
Oh, I thought you meant because of his age.
I'm a demographic that they try to hit. The young people.
Yeah. You're a young Republican?
No, I don't know what I am.
Were you around for voting
All
guy?
I know is that I will be voting for Donald T. Rump.
What did you register as?
I didn't register Democrat or Republican.
You registered independent is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, independent, yeah. Yeah, that's
There's
the one.
a fucking term for it. I just voted as a voter. That's a smart move because they'll come after you and try to get you. They'll come by with toys and burgers and cotton candy.
Oh, yeah.
Try to get your vote.
Oh, yeah. You're the pretty girl. Everyone wants to take you out.
Carlos in Houston.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, buddy?
I just wanted to defend Mr. Trump on his statement. He did turn around and say that he was a hero, but if you Google John McCain Songbird, POW, you'll hear what other veterans think about John McCain who were captured with him. He is not the hero that the media portrays. There's hidden stuff there, and nobody wants to investigate it.
Well, the fact of the matter is the thing that he did is he went on the radio and, read a statement on whatever fucking Viet Cong radio there was.
Right.
After let's get this straight between me and you as citizens. After being beaten for years.
Right.
I would have been fucking setting up and doing a morning show.
Oh, yeah.
In that place.
You'd be singing like a bird.
And by the way, I would expect that my allies would understand that I'm just fucking playing the gimmick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, do you ever, when someone breaks from torture, blame them?
Well, I don't think you're in a position that you can. I feel very uncomfortable with the idea of sitting here and saying, well, let me judge whether or not how well he handled his torture. I don't think anyone can
He
really.
may never have been tortured, for all we know. He broke his bones getting ejected from the plane.
See, to
That
me,
happens
this
a
is
lot.
this is like that anti-veteran thing where those of us who didn't serve sit in judgment. And people, I mean, I know we do that in this country when we're like, they attack John Kerry for it. They'll attack anyone if it becomes political reasons, but it is simply immoral
Right.
to do such a thing.
Now, do I think that somebody should just vote for a candidate based
No.
on that? Absolutely not.
No,
but
you
it
have every
feels-
right to disagree with John McCain on everything else.
Right.
But when it gets into what he did, first of all, what he's saying about his broken bones. Imagine having broken bones, right? From a plane crash and then being taken into some fucking crazy bamboo cage
Right.
and being treated there. That's where your bones get set.
Right.
This is fucking insanity to me.
To downplay. Like,
Yeah, to downplay it. George Bush's father, I guess George W. Bush, his plane was shot down in World War II. And then there were people who were like, well, why wasn't he fucking, can you imagine being in a plane and then being shot at?
war.
Most people aren't even comfortable in a plane.
Right.
Imagine another plane trying to shoot you while you're up there. Nick in San Diego.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I can't remember who exactly it was, if it was Eisenhower or one of the top dogs, but Colin Quinn in his new book said his uncle was a prisoner of war, and he was standing around, and the Eisenhower, the top dog, walked around, and one of the guys said, all the prisoners of war over there, if you want to go, salute them and say hello, and he said, fuck them, they should have died before they were captured. So I don't think Trump is alone as far as these guys with that mentality. I don't know how to fucking feel about it. I never served or anything.
Well, first of all, I don't even remember that part of the book, but I'll go back through it. But it's one thing to say that anywhere in front of a fucking microphone. You know what I mean? And Eisenhower being a general that were in those troops, it's like, to me that sounds like out of character with Eisenhower. But if he would have said that into a microphone, he's fucking going to get ripped. Robert in Kansas.
Ronnie, what part don't people understand? The guy was shot out of the sky. I mean, he was shot down. He's a hero.
There's like some kind of statue in Vietnam where it said this is where the air pirate John McCain was captured. Like they were so proud of being able to shoot down a jet and then yank him out and everybody starts to hit him with fucking sticks. I don't know why they all had sticks in that village. But yes, it's just something that it just doesn't get said. But I'm only going to defend Trump in the way of this is how Trump has attacked Rosie and whoever these weird people that he's fought with on Twitter from time to time.
He is not at all modifying his personality, his type, his brand, whatever. If he's going to take this far, it's going to be because everybody wants it. Because he's laying it out there.
I don't think he knows how to modify. I think he's just Trump. You know what I mean? And I just hope he hangs around as long as he can. Here's Michael in Tampa. Hey, Michael.
Maha Bone, how are you?
Maha.
Hey, as I told the screener, I'm currently writing a book that involves...
what did the screener say back to you?
He said, hold on.
Oh, okay, good. Did he take your name and the city you're from?
Anyway, so I'm writing this book. It involves an individual who was a POW in both World War II and Vietnam, one of two guys. They all got tortured. It's not heroic to get shot down, but I'll tell you what, to be flying over enemy territory and get shot at, it takes balls to do that. And
it's insane.
I would never, well, it's your duty. I've got relatives that did that. And you just look at it as as your job. You keep it professional. But
that,
to be honest,
first of all, just saying it that way, I know that's the cliche thing, but that's just like ball players, just downplaying. The fact of the matter is, this takes such a unique person to even have the skill set to do that. And then,
it's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
You're trained to do that, and you're trained to be a professional.
I know, but you're still a fucking human being. The training isn't so good that we could take Joe and Chris and train them, and no matter how long that we did that, they wouldn't get past the simulator.
Right.
Start vomiting.
It's crazy to think there are dudes that can pull this off. It's so unique.
Yeah, but
it's ridiculous. And then years later that they end up flying FedEx planes. You know what I mean? Like, that's the weirdest thing.
Same way.
I'm sorry. Keep talking.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ron, but the point is that, yes, McCain did undergo torture in Vietnam, and he was heroic. I think he's an absolutely abominable and shitty politician, but that does not change the fact that he sacrificed for his country, as all these people did.
All right, thanks, Michael. Yeah, but if you can't enjoy, like, if you're outraged instead of just laughing about Trump doing this, you're not getting what a circus our political system is. And that's why I love that he's in this, because this is just a dumb circus.
Yeah.
And all the people who didn't say shit about him before, the other guys running, were immediately like, there's the one we've been waiting for. And I've watched some of these guys, and they would sit around, and as they're saying something about it, they bring up different war heroes who are backing them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just this cheap, shitty plug for themselves, hoping to get some blowback on it. I just want him to get to the point where he's in debates and saying shit like this.
Nothing could be
Please
more
don't run him out until the debates. Or if you guys really don't want him, let him run as a Democrat. You know what I mean? I just want him up there saying this shit.
Now, if he gets to the debates, how do you think he's going to be treated by the other candidates? Do you think that they're actually going to treat him as though he is a real contender? Or do you think that they're just going to be like, I can't respond to this?
First of all, I can't imagine a defense for this, because it's like, you ever get in a fight with someone who's just fucking crazy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it doesn't mean you're not going to catch a nail in the eye.
Right.
It's like fighting with well, you can't say those words anymore, but I was going to say a prostitute who turns out not to be a woman.
Sure.
And how quick they're ready to throw down, and they got those nails that they use in a way that women don't.
They're tough as hell.
Yeah, they'll beat your ass. So you got to be careful. David, Tennessee.
Hey, Bennington. Yeah, the people downplaying the balls it takes to fly, a fighter pilot, is the same people that flip out the first noise they hear flying cross country. There's no way. I could train for 1,000 years, and I would never have the guts it takes to fly in enemy territory.
Well, it's one thing to have the guts, but then there's also the skill set that it takes to be able to pull that off.
To have nerve to make clear thoughts and decisions and not just be going crazy up there.
And that's why those guys, they are almost self-hypnotize themselves into that thing of, oh, we got a little bit of a fire up here on one of the wings.
What?
They're
Why
always
does he sound so calm?
Yeah, they're always calm. And if you read the book, The Right Stuff, they do that on purpose, and it was all based on dudes who they thought hey, that fucking guy's plane was going down, and listen how cool he sounded. I'm going to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, because they all have, it's almost like a little bit of a Western or
a cowboy, an old cowboy.
Exactly.
Yeah, or a knight. You know what I mean? Knights were the same way. It is being a modern day version of that. But Trump ran hotels, so who's to say?
Yeah, and that takes nerve as well.
Nerves of Steel, my book, Art of the Deal. Laid it all out for everybody. He's basically like this. look, while he's over in Vietnam, I'm busting my ass at the Wharton School of Business in shitty Philadelphia. That was behind enemy lines. Seriously, he doesn't have to fucking prove his bravery to me by going to school in Philadelphia in the late 60s when Frank Rizzo was trying to hold everything together. Joe in Philly.
Hey, you think Trump's saying outlandish shit just to get his name out there in the media and to keep him out there so he doesn't have to spend money on
Well, all that is true anyway, though. This is the type of guy that he's been for 30 plus years. He's known that bad press goes away, but people remember the name.
Right.
So, I mean, he had bad press in New York 35 years ago. He knows how it works. But saying that, I don't even think that he thinks that way. I think his personality just fits that fucking mold, you know?
Right.
It just works for him.
Now, do you think that it's going to catch up with him? Like, eventually he's going to say something. Yeah.
Well, it'll be up to the voters. But yes, of course, he's not electable. We all know that. But let's keep him as long as we possibly can. Let's keep voting for him.
For entertainment purposes, at least.
Somebody wrote to me about Trump is like Ross Perot, or at least his weird VP who always fell asleep. That was also a man who had a hearing aid because he was tortured in a fucking Viet Cong prison.
Who was that? Who was his running mate?
God, I don't know. It was 20-some years ago. Give us the name of the person. But I guess it's
James Stockdale.
Yeah. He was a war hero that was able to be mocked by late night comedians or SNL, whatever, because he had a hearing aid and he was. But again, this was a guy who was a fucking bona fide war hero, and this country again shows what they think of veterans,
right?
Because it's a fucking joke to them. All right. This is the Bennington Show. We got some people stopping in later today. CeeLo put out a Robin Williams tribute song. Did you get a chance to see the video?
I did,
It's one of the best videos ever seen because they use Google, and then you could change it again.
Yeah,
and
it's
do
interactive.
Images. Yeah, it's crazy. But the song, I couldn't wrap my head around.
It's a little strange, right? I mean,
yeah.
There's something a little weird about it. I don't know if it's the timing of it. Like, would it have been better if it was like longer or earlier? I'm not sure. There's like this very weird in between time.
So maybe you should have had to do it immediately,
right? Or a couple years, yeah,
10 years from now.
But it is,
or make it a better song.
But yeah,
Chris,
the video.
You're having trouble finding it?
No, this computer isn't letting me play it.
So what we need, I guess, to start off now, because we have enough problems with this, we got to start and get somebody on that other computer. Is that the way to go?
I have it working now. Yeah. Maybe someone should be on that computer.
All right, here's the first thing I'd say to CeeLo. His line, wish I could say it in a better way. Maybe you need to work on the song a little more then.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. When you're not exactly sure how to say it, don't release the song.
Yeah, that's called a first draft.
Yeah. I get it. It's hard to write a song about Robin Williams killing himself and get people to either dance to it or fall in love while listening to it.
You tackle the big topic there.
Paul in Canada.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie, good show.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, I fought in Vietnam and I'm from Canada, and nobody here ever fucking says anything, and we weren't recognized for a while in the States, but, you know, we fell off the fucking face of the earth.
Here's what you should have done. You should have run away to Canada, like a lot of guys did in this country. Well, I would say this to you, Paul. I think it's probably true of veterans of every war and of every country that people just don't really want to hear about it. Like a lot of the World War II guys, even in this country, when it really came around to, you know, post-traumatic stress and shit, they were on their own.
any like atrocities that happen. I think it's just people are like, that's too much for me to handle, whether or not it's something that, you know, your guys experienced or they inflicted. I think people back home are like, yeah, I don't know where to put that.
Yeah,
So.
it wears off. You like everyone will turn out to wave to the guys as they're leaving.
Right.
But as they're coming back, you're like, oh boy, you guys did some shit over there.
Damaged.
Huh?
Us guys were in Afghanistan, and you know we're patting everybody in the back. And I believe there's 10,000 plus of us that went to Nam. And when we came back, I mean, we were just the same thing with you guys, you know, baby killers and shit like that. But they don't understand what it's like.
Well, maybe if you would have waited till the kids were a little older, maybe around 6 or 7, they would have liked you. Paul, I'm going to send you into the big-ass prize closet because I appreciate you, my friend. We got something nice for him, Joe.
I will.
Independent.
Yeah. The day after tomorrow, signed by Emily Rose.
Who?
Emmy Rossum.
Emmy Rossum.
We got to do a thing where we're preparing this so we're not saying any Rosums.
Yeah, we did do that. We did prepare that.
That's just his little nickname.
That's what I call her.
Emmy Rosum. Well, I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
He will.
DVD signed by Emmy Rosum. I feel bad now that I gave him a prize. We never thought we'd see Robin Williams dead. Then he was. I felt bad.
The interactive video is really cool, though.
I thought he'd outlived Jim Carrey. He seemed more depressed than Robin Williams. Mark. Then one day I stood on the desk like those kids that liked him. I said, Captain, my captain. Yes, Robin Williams died. No one knew exactly what happened. Was it crazy? He must have went crazy.
That's your other song.
I know, but sometimes he likes to kick in.
I just thought I could use that again.
I can't imagine sitting down to write a song about a dead person and be able to pull it off correctly. You know?
Especially this one this crazy. I mean, it makes no sense.
Well, he wasn't crazy. He was depressed, Chris. It's something
You
we should
shouldn't
be,
say that.
Something we should be discussing in these times. You know, let's all keep an eye on each other. You know, I've been very worried with Caitlyn Jenner with that because I read the stats that she gave out.
I know.
42%.
No one's writing her a song with an interactive video.
Yeah, they should.
I was playing with the interactive video, and I was on the web part during the time that he says, no, "I don't know if I'll be not being able to laugh again," and it said the search said not being able to poop.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, "This is the problem with interactive. You can't control it."
Yeah, this makes. Are you having a laugh? You know, like that's none of your business if I'm having a laugh or not. Everybody laughs. You have to.
It's private.
I didn't know if pooping and laughing were the same thing. Well, Robin Williams did. I wonder what. I wonder how many other movies he would have made. That CBS show got canceled. You know, when that thing came out, somebody said to me, you know, he was really depressed about that CBS show, you know, his comeback show. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that show sucked. Nobody could have pulled it off. Right. It was terrible. And it's no reflection on Robin Williams. Yeah. I wish I could have been there to point I don't know why his buddies don't say shit like that. I don't know if they didn't say, seems like, you know.
Wasn't going to work out. It's not you. You're great.
I wonder if they said that or if they just went, man, that show. Looks like you lost some of the magic.
Do? Robin, why did you make it so bad?
Why didn't you try to get a better cast than that stupid vampire girl? He had Buffy the Vampire in it with him.
Yeah.
She came in with a cup of coffee one day. I was like, I understand she treated him like shit, too, though. The gossip people say.
Is that true?
I don't know if it's true. Gossip people say it, and I believe them. If someone dies, we have to put the blame on someone, and why not Buffy the Vampire?
You happy now,
Not
Sarah?
even the real Buffy.
Yeah.
The fucking TV one.
I know.
The movie was so much better.
I don't know. I didn't see the movie or the TV show.
The movie's a lot better.
It's an easy thing to say that the movie was better.
Sure.
That's true.
You're going to assume that.
That's true even of MASH. I didn't know what you were going to do. I don't know. It's not grabbing me. I wish it could. I wish I was on a show that he had to come out and sing, and I could tell him, I don't know, dog. It's not working for me.
Sometimes pop culture references, they're hard to pull off in music, particularly ones that are a dark context around them.
Well,
Not easy.
the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, I think, did a damn good job. But I just remember after 9/11, the amount of people who just sent us songs and poems.
Yeah.
And they were just, obviously heartfelt. And what's the other word? Dreadful.
Sure.
One after another. And people would call up. I mean, we were, 2, 3, 4 days out after 9/11, and we're doing a night show in New York. And it's just so, we weren't running commercials because people thought it's bad taste to run commercials, I guess. People just stopped running commercials.
Right.
Because it just felt wrong. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay.
Siri, pause the music, please, and stop being stupid. I'm on the air. I'm sorry. So much trouble with her.
You guys have a complex relationship.
Yeah, I'm going to take her to a beatdown club where people come out and hit her with things, pipes and stuff. That was a Humans reference from last night. Joe's like, "Oh, is this good?" But you don't watch TV, Joe. I know you're independent.
I'm independent.
I'm independent.
I do my own. I buy groceries.
So, me and the boys, we'd be doing the show, and some, nice person would call and just start, I'd like to read a poem to everybody, and we'd just be like, yeah, go ahead, because we're just so tired, and just phone call after phone call, and they would, the day the towers fell, we'll never, they would start, and I would always write down and then hold up for the other guys. And it would always be the same message. What rhymes with cunt? And I would just hold it up. And then the other guys would, start laughing just out of just wanting anything. And then I could make it seem like they were terrible people. Like, you're laughing at her poem?
You guys disgust me that you would laugh at this.
The Gawker news got crazy over the weekend because they put up this crazy story about a guy trying to hook up with, a porn star or something. And the internet really reacted harshly, saying, look, you're not even saying, like, we could see if this was about Eric Estrada, but it's about, like, just a non-public person. So Gawker pulled the thing down. Well, then their own people got mad. Like, what the fuck's the point here? So today, I think just a little while ago, the editor-in-chief resigned and the executive editor resigned. But they're going through a lot because they got the Hulk Hogan thing going on. And
yeah, they said the Hogan thing was going to destroy the website. Then a bunch of other websites were saying that Gawker's done after this. So they're just in a world of shit. And then the CEO just had he had like a profile done on him on the New York Times that got bad heat too because he kind of came off like a dick. Now he's gone.
Well, I mean,
But because he's not a public person, what was the reason for the article? Like, where did it come from?
I think he might have worked for one of the other media companies or something. I really didn't follow it because I don't follow a lot of the gossip stuff as it is, I expect. Like, there's a thing out this week where some hacking group has hacked into the Ashley Madison, right? And they said that they're going to release the names of people unless they take the site down. Then they're going to expose all these cheaters. And the number of people they have is 32 million.
Oh, God.
So 32 million. Now, how many wives are going to sit there and try to go through 32 million names?
Control F.
Look,
Please say this is alphabetical.
That you just want a divorce. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Finally, I have the evidence. Thank you, hackers.
But, we're at this weird point where everything gets exposed, and is there anything left to even be embarrassed of? You know what I mean? Like, what can they keep saying about people over and over? Where's this weird cruelty? The 15 minutes of fame is like turned into 15 minutes of infamy. You know what I mean? Where they just fucking just turn it around and just, chase somebody with a torch and pitchfork, and then 2 days later it's someone else. And I'm not just saying Gawker, I'm just saying the internet itself. It's just constant. Kyle in California.
What's up, Ronnie B? What's up, Gail?
Hey, what's up?
Listen, guys, I listened all to the train wreck weekend and everything like that. And I saw the movie on Saturday with my girlfriend, and it was awesome. And you guys do a great job on the show talking about how the Academy Awards kind of ignore comedians. I think Amy Schumer should legitimately get consideration for being nominated for an Academy Award for this. She was unbelievable.
Well, it's really rare for a comedian to be nominated for anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, I think Woody Allen was the last time that, Annie Hall, I think, was the last kind of pure comedy to win an Academy Award. But the film did very, very well over the weekend. There were scenes in that, like some of the dramatic scenes is where she was at her best. I mean, she's great.
Exactly.
Really heartbreaking.
But she's such a good actor. I saw her years ago in this Parker Posey movie, and I didn't even know that was Amy until after. And I went, oh, that's when I saw Amy Schumer. And it wasn't like she was wearing a fake nose or anything. She had just changed her kind of being so much that I didn't pick up on it. I hope Florentine gets something for his part.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All of them. I thought everybody was great. Florentine, Attell, all of them were amazing.
Fucking destroyed.
Yeah, Colin really killed it.
Destroyed. Well, the thing where, Colin, her relationship with her dad, and I'm not going to give it away because people can still go out and say it, but there was really strong shit there, man.
Really good. I thought he
Did you get
killed
tears
it.
going?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding?
Is that why you tried to call me? It's just like, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, what's up?
Love you.
Still alive.
But yeah, I think every time I passed a movie theater this weekend, there was a line outside. So it seemed like it was going to do well.
I called my dad and let him beat me up over some Fox News stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just make sure he's got a little punched.
Yeah, he
in
still
there.
got it. I took him for body punching for a while. And then I just yelled out, well, what about the white guy who shot everybody in the church?
You'll rope it up.
Let him know I'm still in this.
Yeah. You don't want to make it easy for him.
Yeah. You couldn't. It's too fucking quick. It stings. There's a piece up that Chris took a lot of excitement in, that there's 4 types of drunks.
Yeah. Psychologists put this study together and decided that, there's only 4 types of people that drink alcohol.
I don't think that. I thought there was 4 types of ways that you are when you're drunk.
That's it. Yes.
Yes. So much different, of course. So there's 4 types of ways that people act when they're drunk. Let's go through those, Chris.
All right. There's the Mary Poppins, who drinks a little bit and is a nice person when they drink. They get nice. They get excitable. It's the Mary Poppins drunk. Then there's the Mr. Hyde, who becomes hostile when they drink.
Okay.
Then there's the Nutty Professor, who's quiet when they're sober, but when they're drunk, they become the life of the party.
I don't know if they say life of the party, but I do know people who talk a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They think that they're the life of the party.
Yeah, they may believe that they're life of the party, but I've been next to people that are really talking their ass off. One of them who becomes extremely interesting, and I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to play to anybody's things, but there's a friend of mine who's a very quiet person. When he drinks, he starts to share things, and he's very well read, and he's very highly opinionated. But normally, he just lets his wife do most of the talking.
Really? So maybe it just loosens him up to let out what's already inside him.
Yeah. No, all that stuff is inside him.
Yeah.
He just doesn't either feel the need or doesn't feel comfortable. But I've sat there before, and I'm being like, fuck, you might be right about that. I'm going to go and check that out. That seems, and he'll go really in depth of where he goes with stuff. So yeah, I've met all these types, and the 4th type,
the Hemingway. They don't seem to get drunk. They just drink and they drink and they drink, and then that's them. And then they don't seem drunk. They seem fine towards the end.
So they handle it.
Well, I don't know if they seem fine, but they're playing the part of being fine.
Yeah.
I went from that to the angry guy. I would not. I come from a fucking town where people don't hey, I'm so drunk. You know what I mean? You just play it down.
Sure.
And you act like this is what I do. But then also, I think a lot of people who are quick can be much meaner when they're drinking.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to drink around funny people. It's not good for you.
Do you mean the things you're saying?
Right. Because you'll take the filter off a little bit and say that, look, everybody doesn't want to, every night they go out to be a fucking roast, dude. You know what I mean? We get it. You're fast. You're cutting. Right. Stop it. It's not a good thing. Just because you can do it doesn't mean that you can't. Some people can come in 5 seconds. Doesn't mean that they should take their dick out and fucking show people. That's what I'm saying. Look at this. I'm done.
Wow.
Trying to beat me. But see, that's that thing where, like, if funny people drink, they could just say the most, they could be almost passed out and say a fucking cutting line. It's dangerous. It's like playing with a gun. I would rather play with a gun when I was drunk than just sit around and just start to fucking say shit to people.
You'll probably have less regrets.
But I know that I have said I'm not drunk a million times in my life. If someone says, are you fucked up? No.
That's pretty much the guarantee.
You're fucked up.
Someone, I think you're drunk.
I think you're drunk, Bucky Buck Teeth. Huh? What are you doing with those gate teeth, huh? Well, here, I'll give you a fucking carrot. Maybe you'll gnaw on that and get off my fucking back for a while. Where are you hopping off to? Come on, don't go back to your hole. My teeth aren't that big and you're drunk.
He's a Mr. Hyde, that one.
He's a real Mr. Hyde, that guy. Now, the happy guys, they're the least likely to know they have a problem.
Yeah, they're the ones who take the longest to curb their drinking. Like as they get older, everyone else has dropped off because they don't have that effect. Like, they don't have the thing where you wake up and you're like, I feel real bad about everything that went down.
Yeah. Like, I know this, another guy, I know him from the old website, a quiet, while working, became the happy, sloppy drunk. And then he was happier and sloppier the more and more you saw him, But there was no way that anybody was saying that he had a problem because he was such a pleasure to be around in his drunkenness.
Right. This guy's great.
Yeah, he just hugs me. He tells me I'm great. Right. You know how fucking great you are, dude?
Never stop drinking.
You are the fucking dude.
Oh, thank you.
Every night. Your show fucking rocks.
Get this man another drink.
You've never had a bad break. And you're great. And your greatness. I'm like, I don't know if this is your real personality right now. But this doesn't exactly mean that you've bottomed out, does it? No one's going to show up at a meeting. Seems like I get really happy and complimentary. I got to stop it.
A little bit nicer than I'd like to be.
There's the beauty queen. Beauty queen and big guy together.
Is that sarcasm or you mean that?
Thank you.
Mean it 100%.
Oh, wow.
Where would you put yourself, Chris?
I'm in the Hemingway stage right now because I don't get angry when I'm drunk.
I would have guessed that of you.
But I also, if anyone ever asks me, or even if I think the next day, I'm like, I wasn't that drunk last night. I don't feel it.
Well, you are what I would call a non-social drinker. So there'll be 8 of us at a table. Everyone's talking and laughing, and Chris is just slowly, methodically hammering away. 3 hours go by.
Oh, no.
And, like, if you say something that interrupts his drinking and smoking, you can see that it's disturbed him.
Right.
Another
He's got
drink,
business.
Thank you. Whiskey on the rocks.
But you got a little anger thing because you always be like this. This is his kind of drinking. So everybody be drinking, and you go, and then Chris will say something like this. Hey, Joe, you having a good time? You're going to fuck up another break like you did 3 weeks ago. Like, he'll bring something out like that.
Cruel.
Yeah, that can happen. Mr. Hyde peeks out occasionally.
Yeah. You got to. You got to have there was my grandfather was like a great rememberer of past slights when he would get drunk. So we would be having these family parties, and everyone would be having a great time, and we'd be at his house. And then he'd say to his sister-in-law, I want your ass out of here right now. Do you think I forgot about what you did last summer? And then my grandmother, who was straight Mr. Hyde, she would just come running at him like Lisa Simpson. And they would battle out. My mom and dad be like, okay, kids, let's all get going. We're going to head out of here. My dad was definitely a Hemingway. And because he would drink but never have a problem.
Right.
But now that I'm older, I'm like, boy, you sure drove us home a lot of late nights.
Right.
It's odd. But I remember not even having the slightest worry, you know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just his personality, because I've never thought of him to excess ever that way. Like, he seems like, and I don't know, like, how he was when you're young, he seems like the kind of guy who would have one drink.
Well, during the week, yeah. But then at a party, it would be different. But during the week, he would come home. My mom would have a drink waiting for him like it was a fucking TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have that drink, and then we would have dinner.
Just one?
Yeah, it seemed crazy to me. Be like, oh, yeah, got my drink.
Can I make you another?
No. Time for dinner now. Where are the kids? Are they each in their chair, their assigned chair?
Bring me the children.
Bring the children to me as I asked about their day and want to hear about their scholasticness. Ron, how was your day today? Let me try to make up a story for you. One I think that's going to hold everybody's interest.
What do I get?
I remember once I got in trouble too, because we always just had to say how our day was. And when I was like at first or second grade, I said, well, the fuzz came by the school today. Only because I just heard the word that day. The fuzz is here. Yeah. So I threw that out there and fucking explosions.
Not well received.
Yeah. Where he was yelling at me, and then my brother was like, is that right? Hip man, is that it? You and your jazz friends looking at the fuzz. You guys think you're fucking cool. You're a bunch of little dicks. I'm like, what?
Could have backed you up.
It's hard to be cool in first grade.
It's not easy.
I had one on one side, one on the other. Fucking felt like Gomer Pyle on the first. Like I was just going to get hit with soap. Janice has a question for you, Joe.
Hi, Joe. I wondered if you knew when you're registered independent, you're not allowed elections.
You're not a primary guy. That's how they got me to register, because I wanted to register as an independent, and I wish I had. No. I wish I would even take the 5 seconds to drop out of my party and become an independent.
I just know the only thing I need to register for is $10 poker chips at Trump Hotel.
He loves Trump.
I see.
Chicago, yeah, but you grew up in Chicago. Why did you even bother fucking registering with all those rigged? Those things are just like, we're going to make an announcement tomorrow who the new mayor is.
We've decided.
Should we have a vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how fucking Kennedy got to be president, is because they rigged him in Chicago and it carried Illinois for him.
I gotta admit, when Mayor Daley died, I was like stunned. Like, now what do we do?
Sure, it was like the world had changed.
They were elected. What?
The mayors have always been the funniest politicians. I mean, they all act like Trump. You know, mayors are just crazy people.
He's got a mayor vibe.
Yeah, he does.
The one thing I do like about Trump, a friend of mine, his dad used to wear a bad toupee, and he used to wear it like a hat.
That's great.
He'd keep it on his coat hook, and when he'd go make sales calls, he'd throw his little toupee on. It was hilarious. I was like...
Yes, I would. I'd make this purchase, except for I notice you're balding. So you show up the next day with that hair hat. You've got a deal, son.
Yes.
You seem like a real thick-haired up-and-comer. I know I can count on you.
I like when the toupee hair doesn't match the gray underneath, so they think that it looks like touch of gray, but it's very clearly just like a black mop.
Natural gray.
It's like Rock Daniels. But here's the thing. I can never spot a toupee. Everyone always has to point it out to me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I paid that much attention to men. I think it's a giant problem of mine. Like, if I found out, like, someone was missing a nose, it would have been, like, 3 weeks after it happened. Like, there's something different about you. Your glasses aren't staying on.
Like, nose got cut off. It was a terrible accident.
Whatever. Your sister around?
Yeah.
Let her do the sales. Would you, Rug Daniels? You noseless prick. I wonder how long, right, that I could just take some fucking bourbon, pour it in a saucer, and put it in a corner. How long before fucking Stanley just crawled over there and started licking it?
Like a little kitty cat.
I just pick it up. Do I have to be on all fours?
Boy, I'll tell you, this is something about Stanley today. He turned into a proper fucking pussy. Don Wicklin brings us some hot peppers for Chris to eat on the air.
Yeah.
And Chris turns them down.
He did.
Even after on the air, or at least last week, you said how you could eat hotter peppers than him and everything else. And the second it came up, he's like, not really. I really don't like hot.
Didn't think he'd actually bring the peppers.
Well, why say things?
So just talking shit.
You knew he had the ability to bring the peppers.
I can only think of one other time in my life when Chris let me down.
What's that?
Why would you want people to know?
Oh, good point.
You know, right?
Yes,
Tell me, tell me.
She's still having a great time.
Sure she is.
Sorry.
Of course she is. She's remembering daily. She thought it was great when he was beating hippies with sticks and spraying their face during the 68 convention.
Oh, at that time, I think I said the word pigs, and oh my God, my mother was so upset.
Yeah, they get offended with that.
Oh, yeah. They don't like you questioning authority.
I think the
Mocking.
most you could do is say, I smell bacon.
Yeah.
Then your mom would be like, where? Is it my kitchen?
That goes right over their head every time.
They'll never get I smell bacon. Joe, what about you? Are you a pepper eater?
Yeah. I love hot food.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, switch out with Stanley. Come on in here.
All right.
And Stanley, take the walk of shame.
Oh.
Where are the peps at?
I got him. Let me go get the pep.
He also has some fresh basil for us.
I'll eat that.
I'll just put that in my cocktail and see how it is.
Did we have a tomato in the cocktail?
Robin Williams, Joe.
Oh, smell just like in that bag. It smells incredible.
That is amazing.
It smells so good.
What is it about fresh that's the greatest thing in the world? Look, these are just jalapenos, but he says because they're fresh, they're hotter than you would think.
They're even hotter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So take a big, what we wanted Stanley to do, bite out of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice and crunchy.
Oh, it's got a good snap.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Are you chewing seeds, though? You got to get the seeds.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where the excitement
Oh, yeah,
level
that's
is.
where the heat.
Are you getting any heat?
Yeah, I am. Getting hotter. It's plateauing. Now it's getting hotter. Now it's plateauing. And it's down. All right. Those were pretty hot. But I eat these like a champ because I grew up eating these.
Now,
too.
Stanley, you just got fucking played by Joe.
Yes, I did. Now I feel like a real bitch.
You want to eat one?
He's eating it like an apple.
If
He's
Joe ate
enjoying
one,
it.
then I'm going to eat one now. Yeah. I'm going to say I did someone to grab one for me.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you behind the glass over there.
And he's going to give me a pepper now.
What?
I can't hear anything that you're saying.
Sorry.
Nothing? Hello?
Pepper,
Hello?
pepper.
Get a pepper! Can anyone hear me?
My name is Pepper.
Since Chris can't hear us right now, it's actually really hot. I downplayed it for Pepper so that he wouldn't be scared.
Now,
Is there dead air there?
I don't know why people like to eat hot things. It's always confusing to me.
I just
You
keep
like
smelling
basil?
it. Yeah, the basil. There's mint in there. There's
It looks
rosemary.
like fucking 1 pound of weed, doesn't it?
That's what I thought it was when
Do
he
you like
pulled it
fresh
out.
herbs at home?
I do, yeah. Big time.
We should divide this.
We will. It's only fair.
It's only fair to us.
All right, here's the pepper.
All right, pepper for pepper. You got to
it's
bite
so
into it, too, where
crunchy.
the seeds are.
Oh, God.
I'll join you, Pepper.
Why would you do that?
Is it that hot?
Yes, it's fucking hot. What the fuck?
Pretty hot.
He's gagging. He's dry even.
Well, spit it. Don't fucking swag it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he just spit.
It's on fire. My mouth's on fire, Joe. What the fuck?
Can't
Well,
stand
these
the
little
heat.
tomatoes would help you.
Andy, give me tomatoes.
Well, I already have them taped, though.
No, with the
Those are
untaped.
taped.
You can take them out of the tape. You can't give me those goddamn tomatoes.
I don't understand. I think that if people eat hot things, I think it ruins the taste buds.
Oh yeah, it's gonna kill.
Yeah, it does.
Milk.
It's a vegetable.
It's a.
I can't hear you.
He turned off his
Did you get the tomatoes?
I'm very confused right now.
Put that in the trash can. Don't hold it in your hand.
Give me a trash can, someone.
He's
But this is a jalapeno pepper. What's the hottest pepper in the world? It isn't jalapeno, right?
It's got to be this one.
It's supposed to be ghost.
Yeah,
Ghost
ghost pepper.
But the thing is, he says that his are hotter because they're fresh.
Anthony's literally running down the hall right now to Pepper.
To where?
To get Pepper water.
No, don't have water. It's expensive.
What do I need? What do I need?
The tomato or milk.
Rye bread.
Milk.
Get rye bread.
Milk.
Chris, get your rye bread.
It's got to be right.
No, water, Anthony. That's the worst thing. Pepper, it spreads it. It spreads it.
It's gonna spread it. Don't do it.
He got me milk. Or should I drink water first? I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
put some
drink
cereal
milk.
in there.
I gotta drink
It's all
this
better
fucking.
now.
Oh, spicy milk.
Oh, it tastes disgusting.
All right, here's the
It's
thing.
pepper milk.
You want to
What the
beat
fuck?
that? One more pepper.
No.
One more. Come on,
You
you
know what?
can do it.
Pepper, I'm going
Yeah,
to
now you
finish
get the-
mine right now.
He's been
Congratulations, Joe.
How does Joe eat it like it's a nice snack?
I eat jalapenos every day.
Because he's fucked in the head.
But this is hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Would you say it's hotter than a normal jalapeno?
Since it's my boss's boss, yes.
By the way, it isn't just your boss's boss, it's your boss.
Your boss.
And my
When
boss,
he comes
too.
in, he's your boss.
That's true.
There's seeds just stuck in my mouth. I keep finding more. Oh.
More peppers?
No!
Come on, Janice enjoys it so much.
Why don't you like it?
Because it's fucking hot.
But the other
And
day you
hot
said you
foods.
liked hot.
I was talking shit. I was talking out of my ass. Okay? Because I enjoy doing that. And I didn't want to pay up for this. That's
We
why.
haven't even hit that part yet.
I just look over at Anthony is going like this. He's loving it so much. He's
Why?
holding his hands over his
Anthony,
head.
more milk. Seriously. I'm not
Do you want-
fucking saying
you want-
that.
Get ice cream.
Would you rather have a Yoo-hoo?
I love it.
Unrelated, he would love a Yoo-hoo.
All right, your name can't be Pepper anymore. That's a stupid name for you.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it can be a alfalfa sprout.
Oh,
Fuck you.
Oh,
Fuck you, Minnesota.
see, that's how he gets. He's he's a
Mr. Hyde.
mean, yeah, he's a mean hot pepper guy.
I'm a Dr. Hyde Pepper.
Hey,
Dr. Hyde.
guys, I know I'm playing it cool right now,
Yeah.
but my ears are on fire.
Why are you playing it cool? You want some milk?
Nah, I'm good.
You sure you don't want some
You want
milk?
a tomato?
Yeah, I'll take tomato.
You can take that off.
It's not going to be a.
I'm crying.
Give him two of those little tomatoes.
Just like
Look,
clears
this-
out the
He said this
sinuses.
is all out of his garden in one day. Man, I love a garden.
I know.
I mean, I don't want to take care of one, but I like to eat out of them.
You'd like to walk among your
yeah,
food.
I like to walk among them. But I would like third world people to be taking
Yeah.
perfect care of it.
Eat things right off the vine.
Yeah. Like just walk around with
Well, he's really...
putting together salad out there.
Everything hurts
I
in my
think
mouth.
He's bringing a whole quart for him.
Yeah, for me. That's right.
You want some milk?
I'll take some later.
Pepper, tomato?
Yeah, please. Give me
I'm going to
tomato.
put a couple pepper seeds on it for you.
Don't do that.
So peppery.
You
I
want
think
another
ghost
one?
peppers are
No.
the hottest peppers.
Ghost.
All right, make sure you finish that now because you're just...
Oh my God, that is
Is
not
that
gonna...
everybody's milk for coffee? Where does
Yeah,
that
it's
come
coffee
from?
milk. It's coffee milk.
That's for everybody.
It tastes good, though. It tastes good right now. Fucking jalapenos. They could suck my dick. Fucking
Come on,
terrible.
Chris.
No,
Don't
seriously,
be
they
like
could. I mean, it would hurt. Must have seen your dick hole.
These are really hot jalapenos, too.
Yeah, they're really fucking hot.
Really fresh, not processed.
No, they're right out of his garden.
It makes them worse for the pain.
Now, I've had a jalapeno burn just from cutting jalapenos, like just the acid on my skin. Horrible. I can't imagine what you're experiencing. Then again, you guys chose to do it.
Yeah, he begged me. Bob.
Yeah, 24 hours from now, Stanley's going to want a popsicle to shove up his ass because that's going to burn. That's bad stuff.
Hey, we got any popsicles in there?
Fresh out.
Later, boys.
You got any butt pops?
Where you keep your butt pops out?
There's none. It's pretzel rods.
Put it in the freezer and
Good idea.
You need some salt on that. You want another pepper now to see what happens?
No, my mouth is fucking burning, and I'm crying. It's getting worse.
I know, but here's what my question is.
Yeah.
If you eat another pepper, will it be twice as hot, or the same amount of hot that lasts longer, or is it like pepper times a pepper?
Yeah. Or is it that you have a milky base and you'll be fine?
I didn't even think about your milky base.
Could be two negatives equal a positive, and it won't burn at all.
It'll actually be too sweet in your mouth.
Yeah.
I doubt it'll be sweet because I'm crying because I ate it fucking 15 minutes ago.
Oh,
I chugged half a gallon of milk.
Oh, I thought you were crying because that other disloyalty thing you just remembered.
No, not yet.
That doesn't bother you, huh? I know.
No, it does. But I'm just concentrating on the pepper pain right now.
Well, don't worry. When I fuck up your bonus, you'll start crying.
Oh, God.
What are you eating a tomato for, Gail? You didn't eat any peppers.
I just thought it looked so delicious.
They're pretty good, though.
They're
too.
really good.
Yeah. Really
of course they are.
Little cherry tomatoes. So good.
I bet they're better than these peppers.
John wants to take on Joey Jojo. Go ahead, John.
Hey, buddies. I used to be just like Joe, but now I've got 2 ulcers and diverticulitis, and I got that in my 30s and whatnot. But
and that's from eating hot stuff.
Yeah, and if you want to see Joe run around like Hicks is doing right now, give him. It's called a habanero pepper. It looks like a bigger pepper, so it'll fool you, but it makes the jalapeno seem like nothing. And if you give him a raw habanero pepper, you will see him run around, and if Hicks wants to put out the fire, a wedge of lemon will put the fire right out. But it's like a sickness. You get like a high from it. You know, once you're on fire,
you love it.
You keep going, and the sweat's coming out of your hair, and
you get a rush.
You get that hair sweat.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of feeling
it's disgusting, but loving the new show, buddies.
Yeah, it is great. Stanley's got a nice short haircut now, too.
I know.
Yeah.
Looks good.
You got a Don cut.
You think?
Yeah, you and Don look the same
Twinsies.
today.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you both love peppers so much.
No, just one of us loves peppers. I dislike them.
I love you, Pepper.
Ah,
Oh, that's so sweet.
Thanks for nothing, Joe.
gay love.
You know, he really cares about you.
Gay.
Why are you rubbing your eyes right now?
You're so stupid.
Don't do that.
He just hit the floor.
Your eyes are gonna burn.
He just rubbed his He's flushing it with water. Wait. He's getting water all over the booth.
Why, Chris?
I just looked over and he was like
Both hands.
like a cartoon
He's down on the
baby.
ground.
Tired.
He's so dumb.
Why did you do that? Why would you ever do that? Now you're going to have to flush it with the milk.
And plus, you have to drive right now.
Get in the car.
He won't even come back to the mic.
He
He's down on
can't.
the knee.
He can't. He's on the ground in there.
All I can see him is through this monitor, and he's just on the ground. I can't even see him. He's out of frame.
He is. He burned his eyes by rubbing it with that pepper.
I think you should milk that eye. Water's just going to spread.
Put some eye milk in there, buddy.
Ew.
Butch in California.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah. What's up?
Chocolate actual neutralize the heat of the pepper in your mouth, and it'll also help out afterwards in your stomach and when he goes to the bathroom.
All right, so a little bit of chocolate.
A little lemon. Little chocolate lemon milk.
Any milk?
Yeah, milk is bad. Milk
Let's try
is
to
bad,
make this
water's
the
bad.
word milk sound as disgusting as we can.
Milk.
Milk.
Big old glass of milk.
Pepper is
He is really down for the count. He's over the garbage can now.
his eyes or his
eyes. He was rubbing his eyes. I don't
Why?
know why he did it. Stanley, why? Why'd you do it?
They fucking forgot about the goddamn peppers. That's why. Fuck.
You want some milk for your eyes, buddy, or some chocolate? Some lemon?
I got milk.
Don't put milk in your eyes. Put milk in your gullet. Blow your nose.
Don't.
That's what you need to do. Blow your nose. It kind of opens your eyes up a little more.
Oh, no. He's really in trouble.
Yeah.
He's just going to have to ride it out at this point.
Yeah, you're riding the storm out. There's
Yeah.
not a lot you can do.
You got to ride the snake.
Yeah. The ancient snake.
To the lake.
The West is the best.
That's you, Chris.
Chris, the blue bus is calling us. Driver, where you taking us? Look at Anthony. He's just running
He's just
everywhere.
running.
And he
no,
thinks
this
that
kind of
he's-
shenanigans makes us look crazy here.
I know.
He has a vial of something. I don't know what that is.
Don't put crazy stuff in your eyes.
Yeah, be careful with your eyes. What's he putting in? I see a vial of something and he's putting in his eyes.
Try
and making me...
Visine. You going with
Eye
Visine?
drops, yeah.
That'll just make the pepper juice burn.
Oh, no.
Can't see out my left eye.
Why did you rub it?
Because I fucking forgot. I wasn't thinking.
When you have pepper juice on your hand, you can't rub your eyes.
I know now.
I'll tell you this. Don must feel proud of his peppers.
He's loving every minute of this. He is loving every minute of it. He's just pouring that stuff.
Maybe we just need to tell him a sad story and he'll cry it all out.
That's a good idea.
Do a lot of blinking, Chris. I'm not kidding. If you blink, you're going to create more tears. Blink a lot.
Wait, clench your butt cheeks together.
Mine was real, Chris. Actually blink a lot. That should help you.
Hold your hands over your head.
All of these ideas are
Hey,
great.
Anthony, get some pictures of him doing this so we can put it up. Put his eyes up. I know in the Blue Apron, where I happen to be an expert chef,
Mm-hmm.
they are constantly tell you to wash your hands.
Immediately, yeah. After handling any
Peppers.
hot pepper, especially the seeds,
Yeah.
you know, you got to wash your hands immediately because you will forget.
He washed his hands on his eyes.
It's not where you do that.
And why would Don even want to, grow something this hot?
I know. It's part of the pride, I feel.
It's our buddy Pit Doc. How are you, Doctor?
Wasn't I in that same room 4 days ago and said about peppers rubbing your eyes and going blind?
Yes.
Yes, you were. I was just thinking that.
Well, first of all, put a lot of water in Chris's eye. Wrong, not Chris's anymore. It's Pepper Hicks again. Put a lot of water in his eyes. Irrigate him very well for the next
Go
15
down to the
minutes.
bathroom, Chris, and splash water on your eyes.
Yeah. All right, Ronnie.
All right.
Thanks, Pit Doc.
Talk to you later, Pit Doc.
Bye-bye.
He just sat around telling you because he has people upstate New York touching certain plants and then touching their eyes.
Yeah, and he said some of these really hot peppers, you can blind yourself. It's horrible.
Shouldn't exist.
Huh?
Shouldn't be a thing. Shouldn't exist.
How you doing now, Chris? A lot better?
A lot of pain in that left eye of mine.
Here's what you need.
What's that?
A little pepper to take your mind off.
No.
Is that going to help?
I think of severing my hand, so I have stumps. And so then I will not
Did
be...
you wash your hands good now?
Yeah, I put water all over my hands.
Oh, because I was going to have you go down and use the bathroom first to see what happened.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
I feel like I'm contaminated now that I can't touch anything or do anything. I feel like there's pepper juice everywhere.
You do need to soap, though. Soap and water, not just water. It's only going to spread that heat.
Is not in your eye, though.
Not
Don't
in your
put
eye, in
soap
your
in
hands.
eye. You got to talk to him like you're talking to an infant from another planet.
Did you say hentai?
What a maroon.
Please make sure you do that before you go to the bathroom. Please.
And touch your eye. Good thing we got Anthony there.
I know. He's just being such a nice little mother hen in there. I'm
He's a
watching him.
godsend.
Kevin, South Carolina.
Hey, I love hot foods, and I've done what he's done. I recommend that he rinse his eyes out with Tito's vodka.
Smart idea.
Good idea. Is there anything it can't do?
That reminds me, we got to take a break right now. Can you see enough to send us to break?
I'm getting it together. Hold on, this is great. Hold on. All right, I think I'm excited to break. Yeah.
Right back. It's the Bennington Show. You know, I believe that we have a young, fine voiceover artist in our midst now. Somebody that I could make a champion out of, Gail. You've done work in the voiceover field.
I have, yeah.
My young protege, do you think he has it?
I think that he has a natural talent that is not yet molded. But yeah, I think he has it.
Do you think he has what it takes to be the next big thing? I can't get him to come over here. I want him to come over and read the Tito spot. But I want us to coach him through it. What are we calling him on the air now, Chris?
Yukon Cornelius.
Are you going to stay with that name as a voiceover guy?
Oh, yeah.
The thing is,
Absolutely.
Everybody already knows the name Yukon Cornelius. It's a great name and look for you, though.
Yeah, it's
So Junior, Yukon Cornelius Jr.
I like that a lot.
I'm an actual junior, too, so it...
Are you really?
Yeah.
Your dad have a deep voice?
Yes. Not as deep, but deep enough.
Maybe we can do something with you guys together.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, you've never done any voiceover work before.
No, correct.
Do you know about limbering up your mouth and your throat and all that kind of stuff?
Sure.
Have you done that kind of work this morning?
I prepared.
Okay, so let's hear you give it a read. We might stop you from time to time if we've got anything that we feel like, don't worry, we're not sending this one out.
All right.
This is just us fooling around.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beverage, yeah, that's his real name, had the idea of building his own micro-distillery, incorporating the boutique winery concept into the spirits industry. He acquired the first legal permit to distill in Texas and put his life savings into it, racking up 19 credit cards to build his own copper pot stills and condensers. Since then, he's been awarded a 95 rating by Wine Enthusiast, won the unanimous Judge's Choice double gold medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. It's got a modest paper label on a simple bottle, so all you pay for is the exceptional handmade vodka inside. Tito still makes his vodka by hand, on the same land where he started it all, in Austin, Texas. Tito's handmade vodka is distilled 6 times from 100% corn and is naturally gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. 40% alcohol by volume, handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
First of all, I'm dabbing my eyes.
From the peppers?
No, just from being so moved by that. Your voice is beautiful. Silk.
Yeah, it's downright buttery.
How much time was he on that? Do you know, Chris?
That was 53 seconds.
Okay.
I was
already going to tell you to slow it down because you're telling a story with your beautiful voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the story of not just vodka, but also Tito's story. So if you slow it down like that, I think people fall out. I think you're going to be the next big thing in voiceover work.
I hope so.
I think so too. And don't forget that breath.
I will credit you guys throughout my journey.
What do you say about the breath?
You take your time, use your breath to, you find the places where it can give strength to something, and then you also get to breathe. Helps you take your time and pace yourself.
Or just try a couple sentences like that where you're paying attention to some pauses.
From the beginning?
Yeah, just from the beginning.
You got it.
I like that already.
Yeah.
I like the way you said you got it because it was friendly, and that's the attitude to have throughout this.
Sure. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beverage, yeah, that's his real name, had the idea of building his own micro-distillery, incorporating the boutique winery concept into the spirits industry. He acquired the first legal permit to distill in Texas and put his life savings into it, racking up 19 credit cards to build his own copper pot stills and condensers. Since then, he's been awarded a 95 rating by Wine Enthusiast, won the unanimous Judge's Choice double gold medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. It's got a modest paper label on a simple bottle, So all you pay for is the exceptional handmade vodka inside. Tito still makes his vodka by hand on the same land where he started it all, in Austin, Texas. Tito's handmade vodka is distilled 6 times from 100% corn and is naturally gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. 40% alcohol by volume, handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
Wow, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
It's nice. Now I just want you to say, that old blue was going to teach that bear a lesson, hound dog style.
One more time.
Yeah. That old blue was going to teach that bear a lesson, hound dog style.
That old blue.
Take your time. I understand.
This is a pressure-packed sentence.
No, yeah. But what we're doing, we're talking to children now and letting them know that hound dog was going to go after that bear.
That old blue. Wait, what was it again? One more time.
That old blue was going to teach that bear a lesson.
Hound dog style.
Hound dog style.
Right. That old blue was going to teach that bear a lesson. Hound dog style.
Wow, that's really nice.
Wow.
That's really nice.
Really good.
We got to, you should be reading all the time. Do you know any kind of voice exercises you should be doing?
Yeah, I think I can come up with a couple
Like you
for
always
him.
need Unique New York,
Yeah.
Stuff like
The
that.
Anchorman.
Exactly. And then, there's a lot of breathing exercises, breathing in through your nose, filling
where I
up
breathe.
your. Mm-hmm. It's good. I like that about you. Filling up your diaphragm.
I don't even know if you have one, do you?
I actually have one.
Oh.
I found out recently.
Oh. Well, I think it's spectacular, buddy.
Thank you so
I
much.
think today for your first day, hey.
Absolutely.
So
we're
there's
gonna
some room to grow.
Oh, well, you got plenty of room to grow. This is something that you're going to do for years to come. I'm going to send you, do I have your email about the guy who works for Bloomberg Radio? There was just an article on him that he's the guy who goes, stay away from the closing doors, please. And he's been doing it since 1992. All right. We're going to pick this up. Yukon Cornelius, voiceover expert of the future.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, buddies. It's the Bennington Show. Just had Chris Stanley with his face in the toilet, washing out his eyes.
Disgusting.
You look like someone punched you in your left eye right now.
Yeah, it's bruised. It's bruised with fire.
Did you put a picture up on Twitter?
Anthony took it. He should be sending them over. He took a bunch of pictures.
Well, what's he waiting for?
Anthony used the internet to send pictures.
Use your skills, your internet skills. Man, you really look like you got punched. It
Yeah,
is a little swollen.
It's bad.
He got punched, but from the inside.
Yeah. By fire and heat.
Yeah. Fire and heat. It's weird how, like, for a second, it feels like it could go really wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Like he could start choking.
Oh, there was a
And then,
moment
but
there.
I'm like, this is food. You can't have problems with food.
This is technically edible.
Hold on. Rick Moranis is looking to find out where studio is.
I hope he finds it.
It's young Rick Moranis. I hope he doesn't see Yukon Cornelius Jr. and they start fighting.
Oh, I hope not.
Chris, what'd you think of the live read?
I think that kid's voice sounds like butter.
Yeah, it's really
butter doesn't make a sound. I'm just pointing it out to you guys.
yeah, but it's smooth.
It's smooth and salty.
Okay.
You rub it on bread.
Are you saying you have a lot of salted butter?
Mm-hmm.
Might be one of your biggest problems.
You think?
Yeah. I
That could
know
have helped
so.
your eye, by the way. A little salted butter.
You need an Irish butter for yourself.
Oh, that sounds good.
Rub an Irish butter in there. So we are waiting. Well, this came out the other day in TMZ. Caitlyn Jenner, the whole world has fallen in love with. And you can't say anything bad about her or call her him. But D.L. Hughley was stopped by TMZ, and he said he didn't find Caitlyn Jenner attractive. And that has really made the rounds as almost being anti-American.
Yeah, it's you got to be careful what you say about the Caitlyn these days. Everyone's team Caitlyn.
You got to make sure that you think like the group thinks,
right,
all the time. What are the other ants thinking? I'm going to go along with them. You can't be an ant who wants to take a nap while everybody else is building.
No way.
You can't say, hey, should we do something different? Maybe we shouldn't bring that little crumbs of bread in here. Maybe we should go get some butterscotch. No, everyone's got to be the same way. Well, we've got the most controversial person out there right now. D.L. Hughley's coming in. That's Jeffrey Gurian's music, and you do have D.L. Hughley with you.
I certainly do.
The always looking fantastic D.L. Hughley.
Isn't he amazing?
But now he is the controversial D.L. Hughley because the TMZ thing blew up the other day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You never know about those kind of things, man. I don't think it's controversial for a cat to say something funny about something like this. It's funny.
Well, only because
like apparently it's controversial if a dude like I think Caitlyn Jenner might be attractive to some people at certain times of night and with certain, certain things imbibed. She might be like that's definitely a 2 o'clock in the morning type.
All right, so you have to be good and wasted and alone.
I just think I don't like the way that they're trying to like, oh, she's so beautiful,
right?
Like like Mrs. Doubtfire kind of, like honestly,
right.
Like that girl, Laverne Cox went for the premium package, right? The girl from like she got all the bells and whistles. Right? Caitlyn Jenner pretty much just went to Earl Scheib, right? Like she did that shit a la carte. I'm gonna take an Adam's apple remover and some tits, and I'm out. And then they make that like it's like always they like whatever. Whoever or any, I don't think any subject or any person is necessarily such a sacred cow they're off limits.
Right.
And I think that I hate what's happening where you have to apologize for some shit that you were just, being funny about.
Well, it's got to be groupthink now. We all have to think the same things and say the same things, which suddenly, and maybe this is a good thing, put some danger back into comedy.
Well, I don't think comedy, and literally, I was talking to Jeffrey about this. Comedy is really, we can't succumb to this air of political correctness, or what will we be?
Right.
Literally. I mean, I just think the things they pick, like out of all the people they could have picked, I don't think he's that great a guy anyway. He wasn't that great a person.
No.
I mean, I think he kept his dick because he knows he pretty much is one. So I don't think, I think that movement wants a hero so bad that it's that he has been the one that they've co-opted. I mean,
well, Gail, is he the hero of them, or is it just the regular media saying that she's a hero?
I honestly feel like I think that Caitlyn Jenner gets support from probably the trans community, but I think that that's something that got thrust on them by the media. I think the thing that's most interesting is that trans thing has been happening for a very long time,
right?
And
a lot
now,
of performers in that,
of course,
area.
yeah. And now we've all decided we love Caitlyn, and Caitlyn is good. Everyone needs to be this way.
Everybody's going to feel the same way.
Where were you 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago? Now, suddenly, because you've decided it's okay, you want everybody to decide it's okay.
Listen, I've actually been in a restaurant. Two things I say about Caitlyn Jenner. I've been in a restaurant called Shibuya's in Calabasas, where we all live, hearing him talk about liberals and how horrible they were, and now they're the only people that support him. And I actually live right next door to the lady that died in the accident, and nobody's mentioned her. Like I dig the fact that, and I certainly am not unsympathetic to the fact that children die every day because of being teased and their gender having gender issues. But to not say anything about this lady after, like all of a sudden that we won't say anything about that. And now he's just exalted. To me, everything is a target for comedy. Nobody's above it. And particularly not a guy who, like his son said, I hope Caitlyn is a better person than Bruce was.
Right.
I think we're in such a hurry to make everybody so sacred. Like if you say that you're gay or that you're transgender, the president calls you.
Yeah, right.
The president.
How hard is it to get the president to do something radical like that?
Right. So it's just hilarious, and it's all the elements that somebody would naturally find funny.
Yeah. Well, so you're saying you've heard Caitlyn Jenner when she was Bruce Jenner.
I heard Bruce Jenner, so
be not accepting of a lot of people.
Well, basically, he was a conservative white male, and he didn't like liberals, And of course, how could you? It's interesting. I bet he won't go to the RNC. I bet you that.
Yeah.
I bet you that won't happen. And I think it's interesting. Why would you, a 65-year-old man, white dude in this country? That's the best thing you could be. Like,
yeah, right.
you hustling backwards. Like when you find out now that you're an old woman and you making 78 cents for every dollar you used to make, that shit won't be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. A 65-year-old white man is the victory.
A 65-year-old rich white man. That's the best you could. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's it.
It's the ultimate, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to say I'm a 65-year-old white man trapped in a nigga's body. That's what I'm. So when the police people, hey, I'm a white man. Well, he better be your lawyer. Get in the hard, darky. Go ahead.
But
that's
it really
easy for you to say.
It's really like being like one of the old Yankees. The way the old Yankees are treated when they can come out and just wave to everybody like we've been here a long time.
Right.
Good to see you all. But you know what else is funny, and I think was great off your line, that we never sit around and say that 65-year-old women are attractive. You know what I mean? Like you might say someone, oh, they still.
She made great cookies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like remember that there's that big experiment where this woman was walking around. She was a hot chick. She walked around for 10 hours and got cat whistles all the time.
Yeah.
And like she was so put upon. She's like, well, when will it end? Bitch, give it 15 years.
She's receiving death threats. Did you read about that?
Give
it
20 years and no one will.
$500,000.
Exactly.
Because they went out and made a lot of money off that video, and I guess she didn't see any of it, so she's suing for $500,000.
Yes, well,
yeah.
I just think that there are things that just people place a lot of place a higher premium on than I do. I just think everything's fodder for comedy. I think everything's allowed.
And you're so right. You're not allowed to have an opinion anymore. I mean, you're not allowed to express your opinion unless it goes with the mainstream. That's why it's so cool that you spoke up.
And a lot of comedy is wrong opinions, which is funny. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? To see someone that you disagree with and have them make you laugh is always
like
funny.
To me, like I am just ecstatic that gays fought for and won the right to marry in all 50 states. Because straight people wouldn't have fought that hard. We'd have been like, "Fuck it, we can't get married. It's against the law." But I love you. Well, bitch, I got probation. I'm on probation. Let's just keep having these illegitimate children. Like we wouldn't have fought that hard. It just would have never happened. Like I just think the things that people think are so delicate aren't.
Right.
They just aren't. Like my son has Asperger's syndrome. Like my son, and lately I tell the story all the time. My son in January tell me he was going to kill himself because he was so lonely and I'm like, no man, you're gonna come to work with me. You're gonna, we're gonna figure this thing out together. Now all of a sudden he has a girlfriend. This dude is having regular sex and he's normal now. Like apparently the cure for autism is pussy. That's apparently that.
There you go.
Apparently a couple of shots of ass a day.
We'll do the trick.
Some strange tale would make you.
We might be looking at a Nobel Peace Prize by the time this is over. Miracle cure. Miracle cure. But so he was struggling with it.
Yeah.
And then you said, here's what we're going to do is rather than sit around and worry about him. And it was just me and my son being together. I think was cathartic for him and as well as for me. I always knew what it was like to need a father when I was a kid. I never knew what it was like to need a son. And he's just, now last week he told me he wanted to go to the Vegas because they have he's a Krav Maga instructor and he'd been doing that. So they told me that him and his girl was going to drive down to Vegas and he needed some money. So I gave him the money. My wife calls me. I'm gigging. She goes, "Did you see your son's Facebook page? He didn't just go to the UFC fight. He fought in him."
Wow.
And
really?
won.
He won?
And won.
Wow.
He won
crazy.
So now I live with I live with the Rain Man of USC fighters. But I'm proud of him, but we're going to watch the Marvin Gaye story as soon as we get a chance.
Yeah, right. It's the last thing you want is a son that can just whip your ass.
Right. One night without medication and daddy's got a concussion.
You'll have to lay in bed at night with that gun in your hand.
Right, and and the bad thing about them is they can't lie at all. Like my wife asked, "Do you have sex in my house?" He said, "All the time." This shit ain't gonna work out if you're gonna tell the truth. So
he doesn't lie. He just doesn't see the point in it.
He just doesn't lie, which for a very long time is why it took him so long to get a girlfriend. I'm like, son, this shit is, you don't understand. You will not be fucking telling the truth. Let me tell you that. Look at Bill Cosby. It's three universal truths. All right. All right, and let me just say it for everybody so I can get it all out of the way. OJ's a murderer, Bill Cosby's a rapist, and Caitlyn Jenner is not a good looking woman.
The triumvirate of truth.
Those are all the triad of truth right there.
Now, had you heard things about Cosby?
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago. He's, and I think, I don't think, people, can you imagine writing jokes so well that people trust you? Like they trusted him. Like I've never seen a comic who people thought was a father figure. Mm-hmm. Like I've never seen like a comic like that.
Right.
Like everybody, I want to be like him. Mm-hmm. Like the comics are the worst people to ever entrust anything with.
Yeah, right.
But I think, I always had known that about him. I thought it from the very beginning. I think that people, can you imagine writing jokes so good people don't even think you're a rapist? Like you,
yeah, right.
Like that was
How could that be true?
Yeah, that when women said stuff, people were like, how could you?
That is so fucking funny. He couldn't rape nobody. How could you have a punchline like that?
Well, the thing about him, he was so trusted. We went back and watched this one day that he was selling new Coke, right? Yeah. He was selling like this really bad idea that everyone hated, that they went out and spent this money to bring Cosby in, like this will quiet people down. Yeah. Like
Cosby wouldn't give us anything that gives us type 2 diabetes.
He was the father figure for the country.
Right.
People wanted to emulate him.
But in many respects, he's the reason President Obama got elected. In many respects.
An interesting point.
Yeah, in many respects.
Well, I said this before, and like now it'll all be forgotten. But the Bill Cosby of the 60s, right, was probably as important as any civil rights.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that, you could say a guy who went in, who I know, my uncle was always a racist, and saw him laughing at Cosby's stand-up. As a young man, was so sharp and so funny. The people who didn't know or never mixed were like, "Oh, that guy reminds me of when he talks about his brother, it reminds me of me and my brother."
Right.
That shit is beyond lecturing, teaching.
That doesn't really. Okay, listen. The black people have always we've always done certain things. Like we've always been funny or we've always been athletic. So there are people who may be racist, but they know they need us to win. Like when Donald Sterling got on TV, I don't want any black people in my basketball. Motherfucker, you talk about basketball. You gonna need a nigga or two.
Yeah.
Last time an all-white team won a championship was the movie Hoosiers, and that was that was a movie. But I think that they have always accepted you in certain roles.
Right.
But in terms of so it's not unusual for somebody to see somebody laugh at somebody or enjoy somebody athletically or enjoy somebody's art or
But there was something about his comedy and when he was a young man and the confidence that he brought to it, you know what I mean? That I think it was one of the stepping stones.
Did your uncle start adopting black kids after that?
No, he's still racist. Racist. You know what I mean?
That nigga's funny. Jesus Christ.
He broke
but he didn't laugh at Pryor. I will say that. Pryor scared him, but Cosby was open to.
When he was on that show, I Spy with Robert Culp, I think he broke the color barrier.
It was the first time that ever happened.
First time that ever happened.
Yeah, two guys were like buddies. Without there being some kind of a weird reason for it.
It's a new 10-speed and brown shoe.
So you're out touring now? We're
doing the comedy get down. Me, George Lopez, Sid the Entertainer, Charlie Murphy, and Eddie Griffin. So we're playing arenas.
That is unbelievable lineup.
That's gotta be some show, and they all backed you too.
A lot of fun. Yeah. They all. Here's the thing. I think that the day comics are nervous to be around comics who say anything, then we're shit out of luck.
Yeah, you're right.
We're shit out of luck. But those cats, I told them all because I didn't. My publicist, the USA Today picked it up. The New York Times. It was everywhere. Like silly.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, I called them and I said, look, man, if I don't want to hurt the brand, so if y'all need to distance yourselves from me, they're like, fuck that.
Yeah. Well, Lopez showed up in TMZ since then.
Right.
With, I forget what they were chanting.
Donald Trump is a puto, which he is.
Yeah.
Well,
puta is what they said some people thought was offensive.
Okay.
Because that's a male prostitute that is sold to other males.
Well, that's a lot. It's really hard to understand the people you want to send across the border. Why don't you build a wall, fuckers? Whatever. I think Donald Trump, the more racist shit he says, the closer he comes. If he says nigga, he'll be president tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
He'll be swearing in.
Yeah.
I just think that's really analyzing a little much. Puto is.
I love the fact though that Trump is even in this.
Me too.
You know, it's just really fun, and it goes to show how ridiculous the whole thing is from the beginning. Like, what did you feel about Obama's? I guess we're 7 years now.
You know what? Here's what I thought. I was excited for. Like, I remember I was working for CNN at the time, and I was crying because I just never thought I would see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I voted for him again because you know how. You went to see the sequel, the first movie, so you gotta see the sequel.
Right.
And then you halfway through the movie, you go like, I could have waited till this came out on video. But now he's doing some shit that I think is gonna make him a transcendent president. So I'm kind of glad I sat through the second movie.
Well, I actually said this to other people, and people get mad at me. I think he's going to be the most powerful ex-president in history. I think he is that's because true. He specifically went and stopped his speeches because people started to, kind of make fun of it or whatever, or think that it was getting over the top. But he'll be able to go back and do those kind of speeches and fire up different people for
Can you
years.
imagine when he gets to tell you what he really thought?
Yeah.
Like when he gets to tell you what he really thought about things.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting thing. I mean, I personally have never been of the opinion that people who oppose him are racist, but I think that there's a racial component in a lot of people that oppose him. I wouldn't say that everybody who has opposition to him is racist, but I think that there is certainly a pretty substantial number of people who oppose him specifically because he's black.
What's the stuff he's been doing lately that you really like?
I think the talking about mass incarcerations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I'm talking about, I think this whole transgender thing, this whole legalized marijuana thing, I think, the way that he's talking about, how blacks and Latins don't get the opportunities. I think that this is the reason that a lot of people, this is the Obama we hoped that we would get. This is the Obama that knows he can't get fired. This is the one that
yeah, right.
He knows that he can't get fired, and he's saying things passingly. I remember I heard him say that he's just not afraid anymore, and he knows what he's doing. And I think that you can just see it. I mean, he's the first sitting president that went to a prison.
Yeah.
I'm talking about some should have gone. And some should not be fucking around. Some should be wearing the stripes. But he went, and for a president to talk about, it's unsustainable. Like in California, 3 strikes. Like it almost broke us.
Yeah.
3 strikes, and the first cat that got it was a dude who had 2 strikes and snatched a pizza from a homeless kid, and then he's spending 25 years. It's unsustainable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And then what really changed the system was when I think a Supreme Court ruled that the inmates had to get $8,800 worth of medical care. And we was like, fuck that. We gotta let these niggas free. This is ridiculous. Yeah. I don't even got $8,800. Like really, it's just become so sustainable. Like when they say all the black fathers, there's too many, they all fucking in jail. They're all literally in jail. Or dead. There are more black men who are in jail right now than who are ever slaves.
Now, do you think anything changes with that? Because here's one of the things. So many of those prisons are in small towns where people are hired. That's really,
right. It's a cottage
economically.
Industry. Yeah. It's the new cotton field.
Yeah. It has become the new factory.
Yeah.
And it's tough then to pull that back because they're like, oh, this is costing us jobs. So what politician fights against jobs?
It's short-sighted.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was Howard Jarvis wrote a Proposition 13, and that basically tied everything to property taxes. So whereas I used to be able to go to school on a bus, I lived on 135th and Avalon. We took a bus to Gardena. We had after-school programs. Well, when they cut those buses off, we had to walk. And we had to walk through different neighborhoods that didn't like us. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, it was 20, 30 guys you could walk to school with. Then the more that they got kicked out, the more they got in trouble, it was down to 4 or 5. We could, I'm not walking to school to get my ass whipped every day. And so all those cats went to jail. All the people that didn't have after school programs went to jail. So you're seeing the fruits of that in mass incarceration.
Right.
So now the thing that they thought would save them money ended up on the other end in terms of, an unsustainable penal system where so many people are in prison and it's a drain on the state's economy. That didn't save them. It's literally like you'll hear about a terrorist that got caught because he went back to get the $400 deposit. It's kind of like that.
Right. Now, there's always the deal, too, though, that if we change these things, it's going to take another 20 years to see results. And that doesn't run politically.
Sure.
We need things that happen immediately so nothing gets done.
Well, I think, obviously, if you want to stop, this cycle of poverty, this cycle of violence, this cycle of drug addiction, then fathers need to be with their children. So we can't sustain it. We can't have these cities being burned down because people are frustrated. We can't have a constant bevy of underprivileged people that are a drain on society. You can't have it. You can't do it. And it's not even benevolence. It's just pragmatic. We are a society that we can't jail everybody. We can't warehouse everybody. We can't, just the idea. I think this country really only owes you a couple of things: a great education and a fair shot. And you can't say that that's what's happening in a lot of the inner cities, particularly now with technology. And
yet, people will get elected running on law and order. They're not going to get elected running on the.
I think now that just like the idea that even I think Rand Paul mentioned talked about the idea of being able to have people come out of prison and be able to be a vibe. Like, listen, when you get out of prison, you can't get government assistance, you can't get housing, you can't get a job. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they buy. It is an unsustainable system, and anybody with any it's like Cuba. Mm-hmm. It's like the things he's doing now, he's basically saying the things haven't worked in all this time, so let's kind of do away with them.
Right.
And people are connected to them. They have, obviously they feel some level of connection to them, but that didn't change Cuba. And this is not making us, are we a safer country?
No, absolutely not.
Are we a country that you can say, listen, if you look at the riots in the 60s, California, there was a huge riot in the 60s, and they commissioned a study to ask why it happened. And it is virtually the same thing that's happening now.
And, a lot of the, if you're talking about the Watts riots, a lot of that stuff hasn't even been fixed since then.
No.
Like, after all those years, if you're a kid growing up seeing that things are still destroyed around you, you're basically saying, it's like if you lived in Berlin, but they didn't rebuild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you lived in London, of course, they rebuilt London. So at some point, we do have to get away from that really quick, hey, this new idea is going to be fixed tomorrow. Like, we got to act like adults.
Right.
And act like, and I think that we did, like, if you went back and looked at Teddy Roosevelt, he set up the national park system at a time we didn't need it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he was able to look far enough to say, generations from now will need these parks. We don't need them today. I don't know if anyone can run on that today, and yet that's the only way we can fix these problems.
I think, like, when somebody says we're the best trained labor force in the world, shut the fuck up, stop it.
Yeah.
We import our people to do our physical labor, and we import people to do our intellectual labor.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we need poor brown people to pick our food and poor brown people to do our technology. We're literally, like if it wasn't for Mexicans and East Asians, we would be fucked.
Well, we certainly would in this city, right? I mean, if you ever see who's making food, who's delivering food,
Of course.
who's fixing the road.
And if they showed up and decided to make that legit, that's a system that would crumble.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
nobody want to pay
standing
for it.
on-
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We need motherfuckers that we can take advantage of. Like, Rich Laurie seconded basically what Donald Trump said, and he Mexico doesn't send us our best. Nobody sent us their fucking best. The Statue of Liberty asked for broke motherfuckers to come here.
Right.
She didn't say rich white people come here. She said send the motherfuckers who ain't got a future where they from.
Just think, did we get the best Irish? Did we get the best
Not at all.
Italians?
Not at all.
And the Jews were literally running.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Jews were running, looking over their
As
shoulder
usual, right.
by the time they got
The
here.
only thing we got the best of, we got the strongest, best black people. We got the best Africans.
Physically.
That's the only people. Give me them motherfuckers over there. And so when you make statements like that say, you remember when they had that big blizzard here like 4 years ago, and the city I had an apartment. I had an apartment right back, and I'm from LA. I didn't know you were supposed to get stuff. Like, I'm like, I'm like, fuck this. It just snowed. Can't we walk outside? It's a Whole Foods right there. What the fuck is this? So they said get everything. I didn't do it, man. So I'm like starving. I don't have nothing in my apartment. My wife ain't been gross. It's fucked up, right? So I call all these pizza places. Finally get this pizza place. And this cat, he said, yeah, we're open. Yeah, you can have a pizza. I said, you sure? He said, nobody else is open. He said, yeah, you can have a pizza. 30 minutes later, it was a Mexican kid in a windbreaker, gray sweatpants, pants up, just socks up, and with tennis shoes and a bike. And he said, the doorbell rings, the dude's got my pizza, and I feel so fucked up. I'm like, hey man, here's 50. Just stay here. You can stay he said, muchas gracias. No necesita muy much trabajo. He said, and I had to ask my neighbor what the fuck that meant. He said, thank you very much. But that's not necessary. I got a lot of work to do. And I got so mad, I called the pizza place. And I'm like, why would you have this cat out in the weather like this? He said, he got to eat and I do too. Why the fuck wouldn't you want those kind of people in this country?
Absolutely. And anyone who lives in New York, have you ever seen the people doing that kind of work be anything but super cool? You know, when they're coming in and out of buildings, they're the sweetest guys.
Because they know they got to be.
Yeah, they're just working hard, moving fast. I've never heard of a single problem or any trouble at all.
And these are also people who take care of people back home.
They're sending money back home, man.
Right. You know what? Uber reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Like what they're trying to do to those cats right now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, to limit them because the transport, because I paid millions of dollars for this medallion, so now I got to use it. The idea. I remember once a guy got my address wrong. And, the GPS got it wrong and I had to call him. It was a mix up. He said, please don't give me a bad report.
Right.
Don't give me a bad report. This is a
Was he an Uber guy?
He was an Uber guy.
You rate them. You can put a rating and he doesn't want to get a bad rating.
And if he gets a bad rating, he can't drive with them anymore. So, like, you tell us, for me, Uber is a big fuck you to taxis that never pick niggas up. Like, Uber is like, to me, I hope they run them sons of bitches. Literally, because it leveled the playing field.
But here's the funny thing. It's not easier to get a taxi in New York now anyway.
No.
I'm out, I first looked for taxis. There's no taxis, I'll get an Uber. Taxis are just booked. Yeah. Anytime that you want to go out in this city, they're booked. We could definitely have both.
Or they do this shit. They go, their light is on. Where you going?
Yeah.
I'm on lunch. They have really, literally become their own worst enemy. And now you have a competing interest where I can call an Uber in 3 minutes. I'm getting a car.
Right.
I'm in 3 minutes and I'm going wherever I want to go. And they're nice and courteous.
You don't have to fight anyone for it.
No, but the funny thing is, you ever see how the black town cars will stop for you? No one's even monitoring those guys. You're truly getting in a car with a fucking stranger then. Yeah. And then they'll go, I don't know, 50, whatever they want to do because you happen to be at the airport. And you're like, oh, fuck it. All right.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's like your own personal limo. Your cat gets out, get your bag. You got water. It's always clean. Like, I've taken limos all the time. I'm like, fuck it. I won't even call a livery service no more.
All right, I know you got to go do your own show. You just wanted to stop in for a few, but it's great seeing you,
Thank
dude.
you. Good to see you too, man.
The unmasked that you did that day is so funny. Mumford, I always remember you going
Mumford
into Drunken, Mumford and Sons.
I told you that story.
Yeah, man. Well, you told me and them.
Yeah.
You went in to tell them. And I always remember this.
Tim Shell,
Their mouths were just dropped open. The DL Hughley just walked in while they're recording the latest song.
And he's got a new show coming out too, Heartbreaker. On NBC, where he's going to be playing a psychiatrist.
I get in trouble for this last thing. You never. You never. It's so funny because you never know. Your publicist is I'll never. Why would I apologize for something that I said that I meant?
Right.
Right. I wasn't trying to be hurtful.
Right.
But ultimately. What I basically said is I didn't think you should get he literally was a girl 5 minutes and got a lifetime achievement. Before the titties came in the mail.
Yeah.
Arthur Ashe literally lived his whole life and died, and his award was, he didn't even know that he had it.
Right, exactly.
It's you know, and to me, when I watched that Lauryn Hill girl with the brain cancer,
it's unbelievable.
Who
19 years old,
and rather than lament her life, she spent it trying to make it better for everybody else.
I was even surprised that they gave the award to the Rousey girl, whatever, the UFC fighter.
Yeah,
when Serena's Serena's having.
Well, no, it's a fighter. It's for a fighter.
Yeah. But no, she also got Athlete of the Year, Women's Athlete of the Year.
I think. But when they did that thing where you'll see they're talking about how much of a man Serena looks, and when they say how many transgender kids get, that's very. And I'm sorry about that, but how many young black kids, girls look up to her and kill themselves because they have issues where they don't think they're attractive, or they don't think nobody accepts them, and you just vilify a hero because she looks athletic and strong. Yeah. Like I literally watched the juxtaposition of how, she's ethereal and she's a starlet and this is brooding and testosterone ridden. And I mean, to Serena Williams, because let's face it, tennis ain't had a whole lot of lookers.
No, and it is a sport that's been around longer than most sports.
I mean, Billie Jean King, and Navratilova, great players.
Yeah.
But,
But it's like with the women's soccer team, you're going for athletic. You're not, this isn't a beauty contest.
Well, no, soccer's got some, look, volleyball and soccer.
Volleyball and soccer.
The smaller the ball, the uglier the chick. The bigger the ball.
DL, good to see you again, buddy. I'll see you next time coming through.
Thank you, man.
I'm going to walk him out.
Sure. Kurt Metzger, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, should I have these on? Does it even matter?
It's up to you.
I feel like more comfortable with that.
Go ahead and do it. I think it makes you look warmer when you put on headphones. You were just saying that you did the big J roast not too long ago.
Yeah, I had to leave early though because I had to do a show.
And then people were mad about that. They were like, the people that wanted to rip you.
Yeah, I was supposed to be the roast master.
Yeah.
And but then we got
Then you got paid to do something.
Yeah, we got serious. We got we're doing Race Wars here for like 4 weeks. Like the trial or something.
How are you enjoying that?
It's great, man.
Is it different being on Sirius XM than just podcasting?
It's probably easier for me to get guests. I bet.
Yeah.
To come to it. Can I say podcast? I try to get Patton Oswalt. You know Patton?
Sure.
So he asked to be on. So I was like, cool. That's like a great guest to get,
Yeah.
So then, sure I was going to get Chris Rock to come on, which he's editing Amy's like special or some shit. Anyway, he didn't come on. I was cocky because I was like, better guess. And I saw Dale Tosh in LA. I was doing that Meltdown, a comic book show, know? And, so, hey man, if you're ever in New York, I got this podcast, Race Wars, that I do with Sherrod Small. He goes, thanks, that's so sweet. Like, he had a white belt on and said it like an 80s mean girl, and I really deserved it. But, that's a lot nicer. It's also more air conditioned.
There's more air conditioned, and you have some people to assist you. But the Race Wars, I think, probably scares some big guests, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I scare them more.
Sure.
I think it doesn't matter what the title is.
By the way, you're Emmy nominated, right?
Yeah, I've been nominated, yeah.
This is your second year in a row to be Emmy nominated.
Right.
My prediction was last year that you guys were going to win. But there's so much more heat. I know you're winning this year.
Well, you know what's in our favor this year? Because last year, the category was a bigger category.
Right.
Like, we were just up against, like, Daily Show and, like, Colbert, which is, like, that should not be the same category. So they split it into, like, a sketch thing. So I think we got much better shots
So
at
it's
that.
you against SNL and that type of shows?
Sketch.
Yeah.
We should be against.
You'll destroy them. You'll destroy those shows.
I hope that we...
Do you got to be... See, the thing is with the writers, they send everybody up and only one gets to talk. So you got to either figure out that you want to be the guy who talks or to get yourself next to the person who talks.
So at least you can mug
if
next
the
to
song
them.
wins... See, I'm the song that Makeup Song is nominated, right? So I wrote, that's my pitch, was that song, right? And so really we should all kind of, I think, we all wrote on it, like, but we don't get nominated for that. Like, it's a separate thing. So they'll bring me on if the song wins. Like, I'm definitely coming. Yeah, so I could be the guy.
Oh, I'll go crazy. Do you know who you would thank? The cult that you were raised in? What else?
No, I would, you know what? I would thank them for the metaphor for my career of not being nominated. And I would bring, This guy Neil Casey was right for the show when we were at this other award show, and it was just 3 guys that had written on it, and I was just walking like, we are the 3 men who write inside Amy Schumer. Just attributed it all to us.
You were on this year with your chick speaking about your open marriage. You get feedback on that, or?
Yeah, it's not like the best attention.
Right.
I have a living mother, you know. Luckily, her parents don't know what anything is because they're not into stuff. But I was waiting for my mom just to see if she would say something, and then she called. I hadn't heard anything from her. I'm like, oh, she doesn't care. And then she called me and goes, I haven't watched it yet. I'm watching it tonight. She'll call me after. I one time just made a crack at her that I was going to do that. And we hadn't done anything like that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, she asked about my girlfriend's friend was the first person she like hooked it up with, right? And so my mom goes, how's Karen's little black friend doing? Like she doesn't mean no harm, but it's like just nails on a chalkboard. Black. So just to fuck with her, I'm like, oh, pretty good. You know what? We're probably gonna be having a 3-way pretty soon. And it made me laugh because she was quiet, and she goes, Kurt, that's called triage.
Now, when you write for that show, how much of your life is dedicated to that as opposed to your stand-up stuff?
It's a pretty good schedule. I even did road shows while we were working on it. First of all, I don't want to be a writer, really. Like, I just want to do shows, but I have to be. I can't afford to not write for stuff. But it couldn't be a sweeter. Like, the pay is this is on cable. Like, I know the pay is comparable to what you would get on like a network or an SNL, and then the hours are like, it's like 11 is like the earliest you really go in most of the time. A lot of times, sometimes like noon or, you're out at like 6. We've never stayed later than 7. That was one time at the because we had to.
Right.
I still complain about that. Like, I'm like, I can't believe I have to work. And I talk like I'm a working man to my girl. Like, I've been working all day.
Sitting there pitching weird ideas.
Yeah, I'm like a real unprofessional man.
Really? I mean, the thing is, you could do the same job and stand on a street corner. That's the beauty of that kind of work, where you just, hey, is this funny? It's the same shit that you did with your friends.
Well, you know what? The job, like, after doing a few of them, I kind of, the beginning of the job is just meshing with whoever's in the room.
Right.
So that's really like kind of the work, like yesterday I was working on Big J. Big J has this dating pilot for Comedy Central. I don't know if he told you about it.
Yeah, he did.
So it was like 3, I'm just there to throw lines at Jay. So that job's fun as hell. Like, that's just like the easiest possible writing, like what you're talking about in the street. But a lot of times we got new writers coming in at Schumer, and they're not comics I've known for like 15 years. They're we sketch people that I'm a little rough around the edges for, to say the least, And then I have to like gel with them.
Right.
And I said, but I don't know if I told you that before, but it's like if you're like the only girl in an all male environment or something, like it feels like that.
Yeah.
When I'm like, because I want to be cool, but is this like, should I be upset about this? Like, I just sit there and do that. So that's like 4 weeks of the job first.
Yeah.
And then like all my good shit is like I did at the last minute, or I lazily, the song is like an old Facebook post.
Yeah.
And I needed like one more thing to pad my pitches for pitch day. So I'm like, Facebook, please don't fail me. And then, and I remember that song. And then, I came with the first part of it, then Jessie Klein, the head writer, she kind of fixed the premise where it's, just, they told her to take off her makeup. They're like, hey, put it back on. Like, she simplified it to that, which made it like really good, I thought. And then, so then I write like a couple drafts, then the whole room throws in jokes. But the meanest shit that ended up making the final thing is all from the girls.
Is that right?
Yeah, like
because
I wasn't
they know
even,
what it feels like.
I was not even as capable of being like mean as they were about that. Well, they also, even like hot girl, like my girl, she fucking, like fake hot girl complaining.
Yeah.
Like they're not hot. And she's like, my pores are huge. Your fucking pore, like, I don't care about the holes that my dick goes in, like your pores, which is sweet of me.
Yeah, it is.
Because her pores fucking suck.
Yeah, right. They're not nice. They'll freak you every once in a while. But you are unable to kind of stop being Metzger, right? That's one of the things of, like, you don't know.
Yeah, I can't act.
Yeah, you can, but I mean is, you can't, like, we can't put you in a situation
Right.
where you can't be yourself.
No, yeah, they're hiring me to be myself, so
Right.
that's what's good.
But like if we said, oh, we have some from advertising people here, we would say, tell Metzger not to come in here right now.
It just depends, because sometimes I can really nail some shit like that. you
Really?
know? Yeah, it just depends. You put me in the right situation. But I mean, it's just just a matter of months or like a year or two before I'm like, somebody put me in the wrong situation.
Right.
And I'm going to be
Right.
here
'Cause I always
apologizing
think-
to everyone for
Yeah,
something.
I just would think that anyone who was kind of conservative, even when you're being quiet, you know, you're a big guy, you have big facial
Yeah, a little bit
expressions.
goes a long way.
Yeah, yeah, right. So it was like, that guy seems like he might come back here and shoot everybody, you know?
Yeah. Well, I didn't, I kind of had a growth spurt when I was younger and didn't notice that I was like.
You didn't notice that you got.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I forget. Like, so, with Jim, I did Jim Norton's show for Vice, and we're doing this man in the street shit, and they're trying to get people. It's hard sometimes to get people to participate. So I don't know why I got in my head like, oh, I'll ask the guy. Like, and you couldn't have seen these people like back away from me faster, and they had to ask me to just stand in the background because I was scaring people away from the fucking production.
Right. Because you look like a big New Yorker. You know what I mean? Like the people.
Yeah, I look like a fucking.
But you look like we could put you in a suit and have you fucking freak out on a subway. That's like a guy who tried to do an office job and just fucking loses it one day. And that's always.
I did do that on the subway.
Yeah.
You know that when I first moved here, I was on the L train. Dude, this black girl, like 12 years old maybe, and I had to go to a shitty ass job in like suit pants, you know?
Yeah.
It's all hot like today, and I'm like in my dress shoes. So I'm sitting on the thing, and this girl keeps bumping me. She's sitting next to me on the bench. I go, and she's doing it in a way it's like, I'm obviously purposely bumping you, but it's not overtly, I want to fight. I go, do you have a problem? This is like a 13-year-old or something.
Right.
And she goes, why don't you go back to Manhattan? Right? And I got furious. I'm like, fuck you. I'm screaming at her. Nothing racist, though. But
Thank you. Good job.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I'm furious that this kid, like, bumped me. Like, I'm enraged by it. And I get done screaming at her. She goes, your breath stank. It did. Like, it was the horrible day at work. I was drinking coffee all day. It did stink. She had me dead to rights.
She had you. It was over.
It couldn't have been more accurate. I don't know what them kids go through because they are adults.
I think it's just so funny that you freaked out on a kid.
Yeah, because I really was on the edge, dude. I was like, first of all, I don't even want to be wearing this fucking shit, okay? And I can't even fucking afford to live in Manhattan. So now I'm getting that. I'm the gentrifier now. At my job trying to sell AT&T service to businesses.
See, that's, I think, would be the perfect role for you. What was that Michael Douglas did it years ago where he just falling down or something? A guy.
Oh, everybody's white dad's favorite movie, Falling Down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, shh, this movie's on. Kids, come in here. You're going to love this.
This really
It's
speaks
so
to me.
True.
Really speaks to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be the reboot of Falling Down, where you just lose your shit. You can't keep it together.
I just
anymore.
chew the same piece of food in my mouth and then spit it out on the plate.
Your breath stank.
Just imagine the rest of the people on the train as you just lay into this 13-year-old
If I had it to do over again,
just looking around,
you know
like
what I would
you
have
don't
done?
see it.
I had a drink in my hand. This is how I handle it now as an adult, a wiser person. So because I had this big drink in my hand, so the next time she bumped me, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Just dump the whole shit with a very white apology. Like, oh, miss, excuse me.
You're bringing up Big J. This seems like it's the Big J's year, huh? One thing after another is happening for Big J.
It's really happening for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are all like pilots and shit, but this one's cool, man. I don't ever like until they go, we're series and all that.
Right.
And that takes forever. So I don't ever put my, think of it as a real thing until that.
Heart into it.
Yeah, I own no effort and no, I refuse to show up. No, but this made me, because I was interested in it all day long at the shoot. It was a long ass shoot, and I was like, so when they condense it down to a show, it'll be really watchable. It's him trying to match up. It's called Lucky Loser. So it's a person who's a loser in love, and Jay tries to hook them up with someone. So and then he sits like Cyrano de Bergerac.
And tries to help
but
them.
on the date, like not in the bushes, like he's there and just butts in, like tell her this. And I don't know how much I can say about it because I probably want to.
Seems like you said quite a bit already, Kurt. I mean, I feel like I know every bit of this show now.
Well, let me. Yeah, there's like it was funny, man. It's a funny.
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
You guys see these couples they got. That's what it is. And I think
Yeah.
I'm allowed to talk about.
No, you can. Now his show starts soon on here. You guys are all it's serious now. We're all like going to see everybody. We'll all see each other in the cafeteria.
In the pretzel stick area.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell's the guy's name? Is it Andrew? He helps us when we do our show, but he goes, let me tell you two things you need to know. There's pretzel sticks in the break
that's a
room.
big
He goes, and don't get an egg sandwich out of the vending machine.
Smart.
That would never have come up ever in my life.
Yeah. What did we used to get here when we first started, though?
Klondike bars. We had a freezer full of Klondike bars.
You know, I bought one recently because I hadn't eaten in a while, and and it wasn't that fucking good.
No, nothing.
It's like shitty ass chocolate. It's not good.
Yeah, it's never been. But see, this is why you got to be careful doing live reads. The reason why we got the free Klondike bars.
Oh,
is a big advertiser. And that's why I said,
goodbye for Klondike. Yeah, I'm not gonna
just lost Klondike. God damn it. There's just some fucking ad guy just screaming at his radio right now, pounding it. Why? To prove every ice cream in the world.
Dude, we got it's Dollar. I can't remember the name of our sponsor for razor. What is this? It's Good Razors or Harry's Razors.
Dollar Shave Club.
Harry's Razors.
Oh, Harry's Razors.
But they sent me nice. I don't know. But they sent me. I got mine for free, and it was a good razor, right?
They saved the buck.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm trying to do a good ad, and I go, because I have a Taliban amount. I said I have an ISIS amount of beard hair, so I really need engineering. And then we got a note that said, also, can you please do the ad without mentioning ISIS?
Why?
Like it didn't occur to me.
Why is that a problem? Tell everybody when your show, The Race Wars, is on Open
It's
Radio.
Wednesdays, 9 to 11. And then the podcast goes up the next day, but we do it live first on Sirius, 9 to 11.
But you still put it out as a podcast.
Yeah, it's we got
that is a nice little thing. I
Yeah.
wish I did that.
Yeah.
I wish my deal counted for that.
Do you you were doing radio before, like podcasting was like a thing.
Yeah.
Did it like bug you at all? Like how I was bugged by when little crappy bars became the new comedy club as what's
Yeah, I
hip?
mean, I think I don't mind as long as they don't say they're doing radio, because you got to be in here every day doing hours and hours and hours. But you get your friend once a week to talk about remember that time, and you don't give you.
Yeah.
You see, here's the thing that bothers me is people will do it for free. I'm like, well, before you start doing this, everyone got paid. You know what I mean? Like, I put kids through school doing the thing that you're acting like, I'll do it for free in my house.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're fucking up that aspect of it. Get a job in radio if you want to.
Yeah.
But, it is, it's a separate thing. It definitely is. Some of it there's a small amount of it, just like everything else, is really good. And a large portion of it is just unlistenable,
Yeah.
But the stuff that's good is good, I always was surprised that the radio companies, and I don't just mean here on satellite, but I thought CBS or Clear Channel would make a run at some of these shows.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know whether that's going to happen or not,
Well, it's just, it's just because when I started even podcasting, it was even hard to learn. It's one of those things that just looks like it's so easy, because especially if you listen every day, and then people are good at it. Me and Jay used to listen to you on the road a lot. So when people are doing it right, you think you're hanging out with them. You know? I'm like an old Spanish lady watching a soap opera. I'm in it with you, and so it looks easy because you're good at it. And then as a result, every jerk off thinks they could just do your job, which I certainly thought when I started doing my podcast. It's easy. I don't want to talk.
Yeah, right.
And there's all this stuff you don't realize.
Then you're like, oh, how much of material did we just eat through?
Yeah.
The thing is, just like being a stand-up, it takes a while to remember who you were in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think in radio, it takes a while to forget that you're on the radio. You just fucking don't give a shit about that. And when that finally happens, then you're like, people are like, hey, you're really good and comfortable. You're like, yes, I stopped caring. You hurt me so many times. You know what I mean? That I don't believe in anything that you have to say.
Well, when I was in art school, I had a really good painting teacher, or my high school teacher. And so when he taught us to paint, we had to stomp on our canvases first because he didn't want us being precious.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Once you get over your preciousness because you don't give a shit, like that's where it sounds like that's your peak.
Well, I remember the first time I had heard of Basquiat. It was pre the movie and all that, and there was a Warhol exhibit that was touring around, and I saw footprints on and I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, he walks on Warhols. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? I go, what is this guy, a fucking asshole? Like, my initial thing was to really be pissed off about it. And now I think he's great. But my initial thing, I was like, what a fucked up thing to do.
Yeah, and he had such a huge quantity of his own work that it was like almost
that was their
garbage,
thing, though, him and
like-
Basquiat, right? Wasn't that their joint exhibit? Is that
Yeah, it
what
was
it's
the
called?
joint exhibit, that was touring around.
Yeah,
And-
that's in the movie, right? He goes, you can't paint over all my paint.
Yeah, and then he was like, oh, wait, that's great.
I don't even know what's good anymore.
What was the line?
God, I don't even know what's good anymore.
I love Bowie in that
He's
whole
so crazy good.
thing, man.
Yeah.
Every fucking line that he sure.
Oh, yeah. Got it, John. It's like the most downplayed perfect.
You get everything good. Give me those on. Do you remember his German
These are
friend?
mine.
Yeah. These are mine to keep. Sure. That guy, well, I forget his name, but the real guy, he would just he was like, come out and stay at my place, and he would just have them paint, and then he would take the paintings away and bring them some cash back later. And,
really?
Yeah, and he's never had to work again because of that,
Wow.
If you happen to catch a guy that is going to end up being famous for paintings, and it's why, I mean, as much as I think everyone kind of hates their audience no matter what art form you're in, artists have got to hate theirs the most because their collectors hope that artist dies.
Yeah. Please die.
Yes, die. I'm trying to think of the guy who had a lot of Peter something, had a lot of famous 60s paintings. He's still painting today, but they had to act like, well, really only his 60s paintings. Even though he's still
They had to kill him off in the story.
Yeah, in their own way, just like, well, he's dead. This is the only collectible period for him because he just sits around painting.
Peter Max?
Peter Max, yeah. He came in and did. Now, he's so rich that he hires a DJ to sit and play music instead
For
of
himself.
Yeah, while he's painting. And then like he was telling me, he'll tell the DJ, like, oh, like thumbs up or no. Peter Max doesn't like.
Stop.
So were you serious about painting for a while, or?
Yeah, I was like a comic book, I wanted to be like, draw comics. And then I went to animation school, but it's so tedious to be an animator.
Yeah.
But, like doing voices way better. That's a way more fun job, or I'll write them, but I haven't drawn them forever.
When you hear about those Pixars, and like, we've been working on this for 7 years. And they'll show up, you're like, look at the thumb move. And you're like, great, I guess. I don't know.
I know, I have all these hunchbacked friends that have been like over with these weird little arm, like they're an athlete with an injury.
Have you done voiceover before?
I did it for This Ugly American show. I used to be on it wasn't on that long, but it was really fun.
Dan's got you've got anime. Oh, he's not here? Still? With DL and...
Still recording, yeah.
DL's show is supposed to start in like 3 o'clock.
I'll text him right now.
You don't have to. But I'm just saying, I know DL does his own radio show. He's being smothered right now. Do you ever have him on Race Wars, DL Hughley?
I'd love to have DL Hughley.
He was just in here right before you came in.
Is he here all the time, or is he just visiting?
Well, he stops in. He works on a New York station now, but he is one of, like, he's a mind fuck when it comes to logic.
Yeah.
And
I think he's good, man. I watch him on Bill Maher. You know, something of the comics. I thought, like, I saw him 1 or 2 times. But I remember him being like one of the first comics I saw to be like, I don't know, I'm a comic. Like, he really had like kind of, I thought, really smart thoughts.
Yeah, he's smart as hell.
Smart, yeah.
And like, even if you don't agree with him, which obviously if you get into anything political, half the people disagree. But you're still like, oh, that's pretty smart. I don't know.
Yeah, well, people like it if you. That's why I don't get why people be afraid to come on Race Wars, because I always have problems getting guests sometimes that I really wanted.
Yeah.
Like, people that don't think what I think. So a lot of them do not want to just like either defend their point or even have a conversation about it.
All right, who's a guy that doesn't want to defend?
Not a guy. I had these girls that were, I don't even say their names because you're going to go all upset, but they're comics. Then there are a couple people I found on Twitter and that I was like, will you please just come on? And very, like, friendly, not like any kind of like, and they were just like, I don't know, what's the format? Like all these like professional, like don't worry about what the format is, just come on and say your thing. And then they're like, no, it's because I'm maybe in a neutral space with a I'm like, it's not like I'm trying to win or something. Like, just come on and just explain your side. And if you're right, I'll just go with you.
Well, this is the beauty of radio, too. You can be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's in the history of radio, a lot of people listen to Rush Limbaugh who don't like him at all.
That was most of, and he prioritized the ones that didn't like him.
Yeah.
That's who he wanted to call in the most.
Yeah. And that was actually before Fox News, when it all went one way. Talk radio was always about people fighting on the air. And I had this
who's my favorite guy? I'm forgetting his name, but Bob Grant.
Yeah, Bob Grant was perfect that way.
Get off my phone, Bob Grant.
Yeah, get off my phone.
Yeah, and you think he was all conservative, but then he was pro legalizing prostitution, and he was pro-choice. Like, and you would never. He was so severe. I loved it. I thought that guy was great.
Well, I was friends with the guys in Florida who did that. And I know for a fact that if they had slow phones, they would just say, we need to get rid of Social Security. Because there was enough old people down there that would light their phones up. And so he'd be always like this, shit. Well, I'm going to light it up next break. Yeah. And he would just go back in. I would turn the radio up, and he'd just be like, one things I do, get rid of the wetlands. Just anything that was important to people, he would, and like he got the fact that he thought that there was something good about people just screaming and getting it out of their system. It was wrestling to him.
Well, yeah. Well, remember, did you see the thing? It's on Netflix now about Morton Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And, cause I didn't know, I was kind of young when that was on, but he blew up for just the space of 1 year. Was that it? And then he painted the Nazi thing on his face. But I didn't know he worked for Ted Kennedy first. He was a real carny kind of guy. And then, and he kind of screwed it up by he was wanting to show off his his new young hotter wife or something.
Yeah, there's always something. Well, none of those shows, that Maury is still around, but it was never as hot as it used to be. But two friends of mine went on his show for midget wrestling. And they were just fucking lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were just pissing people. He was like, sometimes, we're not happy with him. We'll put him in a cage and shit. And everybody was yelling, and Downey was screaming. And then during the commercial, he's like, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
The thing about the cage was great. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And him and Al Sharpton were real pals.
Yeah.
That was surprising. I remember that shouting match. That was their whole thing.
It's all carny, fucking the Clinton family and the Bush family are friends. And why wouldn't they be? They're the only people who know what it feels to do that.
And it's to be part lizard people, too, if you know the full story.
Just think of how many comedians, don't share, an attitude with or kind of an act genre with, but they know what it's like. You have more in common with them than someone who likes your show or likes their show.
Absolutely. Well, who I thought was or people always think is putting on as an act is because we had Ann Coulter on twice,
right?
And people I think she's just lying, and I don't know twice, man. She really is pretty smart how she gets you because people think they're gonna tell her a thing or two,
right?
And she gives them she lays out this perfect kind of bait of saying something provocative that sounds not thought out, and then the person jumps on it and she knows every fact and figure about it, it's a fly trap,
Right, She knows her act. And I don't know whether anyone believes all the things, but a good preacher, you'd be like, I don't know if any of this is true, but he's making me feel, pretty good about myself.
Well, then I asked people specifically, what are the things that you think she doesn't believe that she said, and they never know. They're like, just stay in cult. People don't remember specifics.
Well,
enough.
They know they're being provocative, she says stuff to sting people. But is that her point of view? Probably,
I felt it was. That's what surprised me. She seems sincere. But
I think she used to date Mar, so I don't think it's enough that's all she cares about. You know what I mean?
She was very charming, I have to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Those people that are on television normally are. I'll tell you, a movie star. I met the fucking movie stars I met that always freak me out are English male stars.
Yeah.
They fucking come into the room like they're your best friend and they
Really?
just zero in on you, right? And like,
Yeah.
who are some of the people who
who do you remember like that?
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, I actually would have left with. You know what I mean? Like, he locked these sensitive eyes with me, and we were just discussing this stuff. And I remember even thinking, I think Ray Fiennes and I are very close friends.
Yeah.
We're meant for each other.
Jeremy Irons, too.
Jeremy Irons
Oh, yeah.
came in. I'll never forget this, because I wasn't even all that crazy about what he was promoting. But he comes in, he's got this scarf around his neck, and he comes in like this, run! And he says my name coming through the door. He's coming at me, and I'm just like, I'm seeing him again, I guess.
Yeah.
You were just, you like, so when there's certain people, and I don't think everyone always gets, there's
Yeah.
a reason some of these guys are stars.
No, you're absolutely
You know?
right. Charlie Sheen, when I did the Sheen Rose,
Yeah.
was the most charming fucking dude, and he like immediately remembered everybody. One of those guys that knows everybody's name,
Yeah.
which I am not at all.
Yeah,
even with people that and also Vin Diesel. I swear to God, I was working on the video game awards for Spike, and that dude was like dreamy. Like,
right.
He came in, they go, Vin, you want to get in makeup? And he had like Vin Diesel goes, I don't need makeup, do I? Like,
no,
Vin.
Vin. There's something that some people just have.
And it's so crazy because some people try to do that and come off so phony. Like it takes such a skill, I think,
Right.
to know how to connect with somebody.
Do you think it's a skill or it's just a natural thing that they have? That there's just some people, just like some people are born funny, maybe some people are just born charismatic.
Yeah.
It's part skill, part pheromones. That's what I'm going to
Yeah.
say. Part some smell they have.
They're just
that you don't
giving
know.
something off that's
Somebody
unconscious
else.
to
Yeah.
us, but you just want to spread their genes into the next generation.
I get jobs off my smells alone.
Yeah, I heard the review of you. Your breath stank. I love this. And she was right.
She got my number.
Yeah.
No, it was offending me, reflecting back at me from her.
Kurt's performing at the Stress Factory this Thursday, July 23rd through July 25th.
Yeah, with this guy Nick Mullins open up for me. He's a funny fucking dude. I have him do stuff on Race Wars sometimes.
This is the up and comer, the big guy.
I mean, Nick's been doing it for a while. I mean, he's from Austin, but he's a really funny comic.
And Race Wars airs Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on Opie Radio, XM 103, Sirius 206, and on Twitter it's at Kurt Metzger.
You know, they're doing the Montreal New Faces, and I
Yeah.
just heard Louis J. Gomez is one of the new faces. I'm telling you,
Rican
all you
thing?
guys are blowing up. I remember you came in here just a couple years ago with babies.
Right.
It's like, so
fresh
and
faced.
now, just
jaded
Emmys and TV
Everybody's been running up through me.
Yeah. That's
We had,
great, though, dude.
Did you ever have Lisa Ann, that porn star, on?
No.
Because I think she does something here, but I did a comedy show with her at New York Comedy Club, and she's like really savvy. Like, I guess she's retiring. She's like, yeah, I have a house in LA and a house out here, which is like much more than I have not being a porn star.
Yeah.
Like, I was like resentful. And like, oh, a porn star saved her money, not me. And so the audience asked her questions, and they asked her what her first time was like. And she goes, and she was good, like she knows how to talk, but she goes, the same way it was for everybody, you know? I was like, this is sex, like, what's the big deal? It's over in 30 seconds, right? And so then I got on, like that is the most adorable thing, like it's just for women that way, Lisa. Like, it's not like for dudes, it's like that was the best 30 seconds that has ever happened to me.
Yeah, there's plenty of drugs that come and go real quick, but you're going to do them again. All right, we got to wrap this up, Chris.
Yes, we do.
Dude, it's always great to see you.
Thanks,
seriously. You know, we were talking about Big J. I couldn't make it there. I was far away that night, and you couldn't stay. The two people that love him the most couldn't really be there for him.
Man, I forgot so many jokes I wanted to do. You only need a page and a half. Yours was perfect, though, dude. The way it ended with the.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying one nice thing. Like, this is Ron from work.
The beauty of that is it was just fucking improv. Like, you were writing, everybody, I saw Anthony was going through his notes, which I had never seen him do. I'm like, oh shit, it's Tuesday. Christine's asked for this. No, it was Monday, right?
Yeah, it was Monday.
And Chris just hit his phone. And then we were done with it.
Oh, dude, the thing that killed hardest for me was just his daughter, my goddaughter, his Isabella. I want to make fun of your dad. She goes, I want to make fun of my dad, and just texted me things about him to make fun of. I just read her texts. Yeah, that killed harder than any joke I wrote. What his daughter wrote. And then I forgot the line I wanted to say about Jay. I was like, I don't want to say he's a bad father to his daughter. I'm saving that for when she moves in with Anthony Camilla.
All right, buddy. Great to see you again, man. Emmy is coming soon.
Yeah.
That's it for us. We'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!